Welcome, everybody, once again to the Esports Arena Apex Legends Weekly. This is the North American edition, brought to you, of course, by Esports Arena, and your host for the day, myself, Jet Set Jamerson, and of course, with me once again, excited to have you, Daltouche. How are you doing today?
I'm feeling pretty good. Chat, count your blessings. This is Jet Set Jamerson and Daltouche back again for week 2 of casting in a row. It doesn't get much better than this.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Again, we always have these stacked lobbies, and there's been a lot of complaints on Twitter about like how the practice hasn't been as good. But this is one of
hmm
those, this is just one of those tournaments where we do it weekly, and there are stakes, so people take it seriously, and we get to see some really sweaty, high level play.
Yeah, this is some good practice rounds for all these teams involved. 100%. I do see those complaints on Twitter. I'm very active on the Twitter scene when it comes to Apex, and the scrims aren't going too well. But I think these tournaments here kind of balance it out for the players.
Yeah, so I'm glad that we get to have him. We had 40 teams. I think one of the most teams that we've had so far sign up for North America, and that reflects the level of competition we have here. Because taking a look at our rosters or taking a look at the teams that we have, there are so many stacked teams coming in again. Of course, our returning champions are back here again. We got Rogue, and we have second place from last week as well. Sentinel in this lobby, along with TSM, Liquid, every big name you can really think of here in North America are here to battle it out in Apex Legends.
You wanna recap for the people that missed the second place heroic finish that Senox had last week?
Whew, that was amazing. A 23 kill game number 4 to get them second place. I don't even remember exactly where they were. They were like ninth or something, I think,
They
going
were
into
not in it.
game number 4. Yeah,
They
it
also
was
were running, I believe, what was it, Crypto Bloodhound
Bloodhound
Caustic?
Caustic. Yeah, and they
Oh,
had a gold helm. They had a gold helm on the Bloodhound. It was just scanning all of Harvester left and right. It was like, okay, target acquired. We're
yeah,
going
they were
in.
fragging out. They were fragging out, and they got lucky as the train saved them as they were very held out of circle by Team Rogue and the
NRG.
or was it NRG? It was
I
it
think
was
it
Team
was
NRG.
NRG.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
NRG, and the train came in and saved them, and they just outgunned NRG at the end and won the game.
Yeah, it was a sight to behold. It was absolutely beautiful
It was awesome.
to watch it all happen. But let's go ahead and talk about how the action breaks down today. Of course, this is the finals. We've already had our 2 qualifying semifinals taking place just before this, which you were casting, and I tuned in as I woke up. And 40 teams battle it out. Only the top 20 moved on. But how are they going to be getting points today?
All right, let's see if I messed it up this time. Each kill is a point. There it is. We got it right. Week 2, and we are improving, ladies and gentlemen. Each kill is a point. If you come in first place, you get 12 points for placement. Second place is 9 points for placement. Third place is 7 points for placement, so on and so forth until team 15. That is the cutoff placement points. So if you get a 10 kill W, a 10 kill win for your team, that is a 22-point game in all. And the top 3 teams will be taking home money. Team 1 or first place gets 500. Second place gets 400?
300.
No, 300, and third place gets 200.
But if you guys also want to contribute to that prize pool, it's $1,000 total. That's what we do every single week. You can type in exclamation mark contribute in the chat right now, which will lead you to our Matcherino page, and then you can contribute to the prize pool. It'll be split up amongst the top 3. But we got to go ahead and wrap this up because we've got game number 1 already starting off, and this is already kind of an interesting flight path coming out. We're on board with Rogue currently as well. And so we're going to see them drop over at Mirage Voyage, which is their normal go-to
hmm
for their drop. And it's so nice, right? It can be either really nice for you, you get amazing loot there, or you get like nothing.
Yeah, those when you start the party, you get those little toy balls that come up. They usually give you some pretty good loot. Sometimes you get a vault key up there, I believe, as well. I haven't been on this map in so long, I kind of forget. But the vault key is huge. I typically don't see them ever rotate to it, however. You can get some pretty good loot, and I don't think anyone lands on this lower no-name area as well. That's why you see Sweet right now kind of vibing by himself over here, not too worried about it. So they have 2 areas to loot.
Yeah, blue armor at the very least for them. But already we've got an early fight as Koala Bear is going to go down. It looks like 2 separate
hmm
fights might be taking place currently right now between the teams over here at Lava. We're on board with North. They're fighting off against OTT. No, this is over at Skyhook. Never
Uh-huh.
mind. Yeah, so they're fighting Madness's team over here at Skyhook. Well,
And
North,
Madness with an
who are they
early
fighting?
pick. I'm not sure. Madness did get a pick and a thirst off, so that's a point for Madness's team. On the board early. And Gobble with no armor. Looks like he's a little bit overextended as well. Yo-Yo's gonna back up and take a bat here. I'm not sure if they're in a good position to fight this. They might just need to dip out.
Yeah, the difficulty is, of course, it's that Pathfinder that went down, right? So they don't have that instant move ability.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe North. Oh, try to go in.
Oh,
Oh,
that is a
130.
clean pick. Clean pick. I believe that's a controller player. I think he came from Xbox. Could be wrong, though. Could be 100% wrong. And they're going for the media res in the Gibby bubble, kicking down the door. Arcstar coming in. See how much damage you can get. And they take height, and they're out clean. They're going to push. Going to be tough. It's a choke point. They're not holding it, though. Oh, fence down. Good fence right there. And then just stall out the push. Going to swing wide on this Watson. And a grab, so if they win this fight, they get a quick res. Oh, and he gets fried by Premier ST in the back and turns around. It is a 1v3 situation, I believe. As Doppel gets thirsty, it's going to be tough for a Watson. That's a Gibby blue shield in your face. And that's a tough fight. And they get taken out early.
Yeah, I like the small little plays that we got to see there. You know, the Arcstar onto the door. They had already kicked it once. And so if they stuck around, right, that Arcstar was going to hit onto 3. Luckily, the Gibraltar bubble was up long enough. They could back away from it, and they didn't have to worry about getting chased too hard and then being slowed down by that Watson trap. I think peeking out that door from the, from the donut building might have just kind of signed the end for them there. I think, forcing the retreat out of them was enough. They had already grabbed the beacon. They could have just disengaged from that fight at that point.
Yeah, I agree. You got to give credit to the Gibby as he threw the bubble down immediately, got behind the door, and stuck the res with the Gibby passive in the bubble. And now we're hopping on board the fight over by Cap City Tunnel, connecting to Train Yard. And I'm not sure how aggressive they're going to be on this. It's going to be tough to just push through that, knowing that the team has gone through, and it looks like they just elect to back up. And can we get a circle update, perhaps? I would like to see where the circle's going. It looks like it's maybe going towards maybe Skyhook. No,
No, it's pulling over
I
to the.
lied.
It's pulling over to the west right now. The north side is over at Train Yard, but it's also 50-50 over Train Yard, and then the Geyser, right? That no name by Mirage Voyage right now.
Again,
So
a lot of
it's
places.
all around there.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a Pathfinder team that has a beacon scan, so we can see that. Unsure though.
Yeah, TSM has it, and Casellas' team, they were actually chasing after TSM in that tunnel. And I think that's why they kind of backed off of that. You got to know, if TSM's in the lobby, they're playing East Cap. With their rotation timing, that's most likely who's over in that tunnel right now. And so I don't know if you want to try and take a 3v3 up against TSM when they've already got that position in there.
Yeah, not at all. Don't want to take those 3-3s against TSM. It is it's a tough fight to take. It looks like it in Mirage Voyage or this no-name area down low. I love these circles down here that end at this no-name. It's a lot of little buildings people can hide in. You can get on top of these rocks on that mountain face right there. You have people on height on the train tracks as well. So I like these circles, but it could pull Mirage Voyage as well, or down low to the city below Mirage Voyage with the balloon on it. But we're hopping onto a fight with Team Purge and Dippities. Looks like Senox is fighting them as well. They're portaling aggressively into them, looking to finish up this fight.
Yeah, this is the meta that Sentinels would absolutely love to be in right now, where they have a composition that works really well with that Gibraltar to fight, and that's Purge getting cleaned up, an EU representative here in a North American tournament out early.
And that was a good Eva shot by Senox as he flew over his head. Wraith style coming in Mach 1, hits him with the 75 to the face with the Eva. That is a nice shot by him, and they clean up that fight with ease.
Yeah, with this circle, we were talking about the endings there. It can end Mirage and stuff like that. And we started off with Rogue, and Rogue typically, when the circle is going to pull that way, they just don't have to leave Mirage Voyage. It's such a good spot for them. They could just get so much KP from there.
It is, and you see a lot of circles ending on that side of the map. I feel like we see more circles on this side as opposed to lava. It is RNG at the end of the day, but I feel like every time I spectate these, there's always at least one that ends up over here towards Thermal, Mirage, or No Name down low.
Yeah, and we were looking at Sentinels beforehand, and we have to remember that Sentinels did come in second. They just didn't have that big game, right, like they did in game number 4 of last week, but they're perfecting the style of playing Edge against teams, and I feel like a lot of North American teams aren't used to the Gibraltar style. Right now, they're hopping on the train just to get an easy rotate here, because I don't think they're going to find any more fights. Never mind, there's one right in front of them.
Fight. Going down by this fenced-in area. I don't know if they'll take this. That other team has way better cover, but Crust has found himself a little bit exposed and unattached from his team. He's going to take some wingman shots on this head glitch. They might actually take this. There's a Gibby ult being thrown. Let's see what the teammates do. They might push in. They're kind of zoning this team out, as you can see that they're backing up. Nade spam coming down, providing a little bit of cover with the wingman shots as his team pushes up and tries to take the fenced-in area. They might take this. Sentinels is a very aggressive team. Once they decide to push it, they're gonna come at you real hard.
Yeah, they were able to close the gap, right? They throw down the Gibraltar ultimate, and even though there's a Watson gen right there to eat most of it up, that bought enough space. That team backed away from the gen at the very least, and now they're right on top of them. And that's how they want to fight.
And Crust gets absolutely deleted. Doesn't hit any wingman shots, and looks like it's a 1v3, and this fight did not go the way Sentinel's planned, and Gibby's gonna try to run, get those big legs going. Might have to toss down a bubble for cover. I'm not sure how far they're gonna chase, but it was a clean 2 kills by Joey Blackout Aces and Vuzby on Sentinels. Gibby gets out. They're not going to chase. They're fine with those 2 kill points. And they're fine with their position as well. They're just going to get some loot and hang out.
Yeah, Beast just going to have to hightail it out of there. And they just kind of approach that from different angles, you know? All of them also peeking, having to climb over, right? You're left vulnerable when you're climbing over. And so the first shots came out from Prodigy Ace's team onto them first. When you've already got the positional advantage and you're slowly closing the gap. Never mind. We'll hold on to that thought as we have Madness's team now, Team Skirt, in the middle of the fight.
Going down in the train yard area, one team has the tunnel to work with, and I think they're just going to back off on this, knowing that tunnel is tough to push with that Headless right there. And yeah, they're just going to back it up. Might take height on a train car here, and that's what they're going to do. These train carts, man, once someone's up there, you're just not going to contest it. It's just a dumb push always if anyone has height. Could get a pick here. Havoc going down, cracks the armor, but doesn't get the pick.
He's down to 2.5 clips now, though. And this is troubling because there hasn't been much fighting in this area. He's not going to be able to recover a body. They need to get a team fight win here, or he's going to be worthless for a while.
He is ammo is a big part of this right now. He's not going to be able to put in any damage on later fights. He's just going to sit there with no ammo all game and pretty much have to scrap for a box if he can in the later phases of the game. You want something like a G7. It's always nice to have something like a G7 so you can pick at people all games. You have Evo, you can level it up. It doesn't take too much ammo to use a G7. You can definitely pretty much shoot for the majority of the game. And you want a short range gun as well to follow that up when you're pushing. But that Havoc with 40 bullets just isn't going to do much for him.
Rogue were able to pick up a kill during all that, so Snipe Down has one. It was on that body to the lower that they're about to pick up, and I think they're just going to try and taxi some items over for now. And this is the strength of being able to drop Mirage, getting that circle, and just being able to pick off free kills and get the loot coming in, as a lot of teams are just trying to position here early.
He hits a phase right there. I wonder if he was I wonder if there was a kid down low ground with him. I didn't hear anything, but interesting phase right there. Gonna take height on this rock as his 2 teammates sit on Voyage. They're gonna have a clean sightline of the entire landscape around them so they could get picks as people are trying to rotate the new positions. I like that G7 skin a lot. That's what I use. I like what it says. You owe me all.
We should go
That's a
here.
good one. Got a fight going down in tunnel.
There we go. Okay, RCO in a fight, and they do have a little bit of control to work with. There's a Kosk in front of them, though, so they have to be careful.
That is gonna provide a lot of zoning time for this team that is under duress to heal up. And that Kosk is just so good at zoning. He's actually gonna push up into the gas, throw his ult down, and you're probably gonna see a counter push right here. Nando gonna have to phase. Drops back. Sneaky Monkey and Holiday not taking any damage. They fall back as well. The other team is gonna push up. Nando's gotta get this bat off, and this is a fight going down right now. Sneaky Monkey goes down. Holiday is about to go down as well. Gets the trade on the Watson. 2v2. Caustic coming in. Gets the crack on him, and Caustic finishes the fight. And that is the power of Caustic right there. You saw the traps go down. That zoned enough to get the Watson healed up from their team. And then he came in the bubble, threw that ult down, and a clean counter push from that team as they went in, knowing they could go through the gas without getting stunned because of the new buff. And they just clean that up. And you see another team kind of floating their way in. Oh, did they just third party? I think did Madness just third party and kill the Caustic?
They were, yeah, able to just come in. There were 2 knocks. It got really dirty, right? And on these fights here, any fight in high-level play, you got to worry. If you don't get the clean fight and you trade away, you know a third party's going to come in. You're going to get cleaned up there. And so, especially
in this tunnel, there's a lot of it's a pivotal rotation point for a lot of teams. You're definitely gonna get third party there. As you can see, they third partied, then there was a quick team coming right behind them as well.
Yeah, we should go over to Liquid right now, or there we go. Liquid are actually fighting against Prodigy Ace's team already. Casper getting the knock onto Vuzby, who's going to get finished off by the ring. 1 point is going to go over to them, and Liquid are just gatekeeping here to the south now. Prodigy Aces does have that gold backpack, so he'll get some usage out of the syringes here. He'll have some time, but Liquid are not under any pressure whatsoever currently to leave this area and wait them out.
Yeah, Joey's gonna have to wait for his grapple to come back while healing out the storm. Ace is gonna have to walk on the lava while taking storm damage, but he has plenty of heals, so he should be fine.
Yeah, you saw the
Most
swap
likely
offs
gonna
there
get gated.
too.
Yep.
Like the med kit's going over to the Pathfinder, and then the syringe is going over to Prodigy Aces, who had the gold armor. But yeah, Liquid are just holding that angle right now, and I don't think they're gonna let them get away for free.
Oh, absolutely not. They're gonna hold them as much as they can. That's pretty much free kill points for them. I love the new gold armor. I think it's much more balanced than it used to be.
Yeah, I was on the team of like just remove all gold equipment, but then they did the gold armor change. I'm like, you guys are onto something here. Now, if you guys can do something about the gold knockdown shield, like, all right.
Yeah, I see a lot of professional players complaining about the gold knockdown shield. We're gonna hop on board with this fight going down here. Big flesh hit. So they get a pick right there, going for the thirst. Sweet taking out results, so that might be him right there, and that is him getting thirsted. Snipedown is absolute on the ship. They should be safe. Drop's gonna retreat back to his team. Snipedown's gonna need to heal up. A 3-team fight going down, I believe it is. Good white tag right there on the armor. Not gonna be able to get the pick. Holding below the ship. Not a lot of cover down there besides that one little building that's halfway buried in the snow, but they seem to be able to reset here.
Look at that ring too. Mirage is still in. The ship is still in.
They're gonna be up there for a long time.
Yeah, this is where Rogue, like, they know how to play this. They've played this position so many times, and this is their home ground, you know? Like, it's Mirage, it's Snipedown. Like, he just gets it. He feels it in his bones.
No one's gonna shout that. Tough team to fight, and the party gets started again. I'm not sure if they've had to have looted the balls. They're just gonna crank the party, asserting their dominance amongst all the players around them, watching them on ship.
It's more about showing pressure, right? So showing presence. You got to make sure that everyone knows you're there, and they can't take your spot. And honestly, it is such a difficult spot to take unless, you know, two teams are pushing at the same time.
That is extremely hard.
Contact.
And it looks like Drop is going to try to gatekeep a team rotating in from Thermal. It could be Designful's team, and they have one picked already. So this is a 2v3 if they decide to rotate around this way. And it's going to be tough to get around that corner in the open against Rogue and them and find cover without going down here, but we'll see what happens. I'm not sure if they had already rotated or not.
I think they rotated around the other way, just because they knew someone died over there. They saw the death boxes, right? So it's pretty clear that
Smart decision.
trying to push that is probably not good. You already know that Rogue's in this lobby. Rogue generally playing Mirage Voyage. It's already a choke point that you can't really fight for right now. Prodigy Aces, though, finds Designful using that 2-man that was left over from that fight.
It looks like one left on that team. We got ourselves a little bit of a poke fight going on over here. This circle typically ends. It's under bridge. Where do you think this is going to end?
No, I agree, which is why I think TSM is still holding down over there. That's one of their favorite spots to hold. As you can see, all the Watson traps on the right. So they're just over there waiting out for that last endgame circle, and I think that's where it's going to pull.
Does it pull left of train track and underneath, kind of?
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like, does it pull to the west or to the east? And I think this one might actually go over to the west.
I think so, too. I've seen it pull to that little rock formation kind of underneath the train tracks towards train yard.
Yeah.
But I think it's pulling more left this time, underneath the bridge that goes towards No Name. TSM in a tough spot, honestly. If there's enough teams on train tracks, they could get griefed pretty hard, but we are hopping on board with Prodigy Aces, trying to hold off the team as they push in. Big 120 on Wraith, going for the pick, but he gets stunned by an Arc Star and finished by the Watson. That Arc Star definitely got him right there. And that team gets taken out. Sweet, and then sitting pretty up top with the G7. He's going to put out a lot of damage with this. He has huge height. TSM sitting down low, you can see that. Smart of them not to peek, because they are really low on the ground compared to several teams up on high ground. So the more you peek, the more damage you take, and it's just not good. You don't want to spend all your heals. You want to save them for more later parts of the game.
Yeah, it's like a symbiotic relationship between Rogue and TSM right now, right? Because Rogue is up on top, and they kind of deter a lot of the people from moving into TSM's position. If you try to push in under bridge, you're getting hit by the G7s of Rogue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, speaking of Rogue, you know, their G7 scout play is absolutely absurd. When two of them have it on the team and they're just team firing together, people just get melted.
I think a lot of any double G7 combo is going to be tough to rotate past, especially in the open. I mean, that gun it's still very strong. They nerfed the fire rate on it, but I mean, two of them coming at you, you can get killed in a matter of 1 second, honestly. Looks like flanker got picked here. The fight is slowed down though.
I think he's been dead for a little bit right now.
Hal,
TSM in a
Hal
fight.
goes down. They elected the portal under bridge. It's a team right above them. Hal is down. Reps gets an armor swap off. Albertelli gonna go for a havoc spray on this Wraith. So that Wraith is holding. Will they get a res off? He's probably gonna go for it right here as Alb is gonna watch. It's the thirst right there, and I doubt this team drops. Hal's gonna be able to get a reset here. Reps with the gold bag as well, so Hal is pretty healthy. I don't know if he can shoot through those.
I think you can. You can.
Okay. Find the fresh Pathfinder going up the rope, and you're just not gonna make that against the Havoc.
That's
Albertelli running out of ammo on the Havoc. Only 24 bullets left. You need to swap guns here soon, but they're sitting nice. I think they're in a good spot.
Yeah, they have a few bodies to play around with, and so they can swap off. Wingman with only 30 shots, doable, but definitely want more there. And yeah, it does pull to the west of the train tracks there, so that's where the next ring is. If Rogue can get a decent Pathfinder zip up, like, they are going to be sitting real pretty for this one right now. Rebs finds a kill onto Nocturnal. I think Noct might have a gold shield.
Oh, you're gonna see probably a couple picks right here. Missing some wingman shots there, but get some good damage off with the R3. Albertelli going down, but this team is gonna drop down. I think it's gonna be an easy res as they try to climb their way back up. It should be free picks for Hal as they try to climb up this wall. They can't shoot back. Albertelli hitting the self-res, smart play. They know this team really wants that thirst, but they're not gonna be able to get it. Albertelli is up, and he's gonna pop some heals and get a fresh reset on the health as Reps and TSM, or as Reps and Hal are watching over him.
Yeah,
and this team right here, sheesh.
Yeah, they're currently sitting on 4 kills right now.
And they're scouting for their next circle position right now. Gonna probably see a portal from Hal come out within the next couple of seconds. Actually, probably no portal. They might just walk this out. I wonder if there's any teams above them on the bridge going towards train yard, because they're gonna have to drop down as well. And if they go down into that little corner, you might see a team drop onto them.
Yeah, there's one below them, and then there's one to their north above on the bridge right now. Looking it out, setting up poles and everything.
Snipe down getting a
fight.
Yep, snipe down with 2 picks on Protect and Godsend. It looks like Naughty's the last one left. Snipe down, no shield, dropped with no shield, cranking a bat though. It's a 1v2 and Circle is pushing. I think it's just Naughty left. Drop gets hit with a fence and gets picked across the map with a Havoc. Snipe down gets the wipe. Might be able to stick both reses here if they get behind this rock. Oh no, Circle's still pushing them in. Gonna be a tough res if there's a team on train tracks above, but it looks like they're all getting zoned off, and that is perfect timing for Snipe down as he is able to pop these res, and that could not have worked out any better for them. They have maximum height on the map right now, and a gen down. They are sitting nice. 3 res is going down, and they are in a good position to win this game.
And TSM are just down to Reps right now, as Albertelli and Imperial Hal did get knocked in that last fight. So we do have a 3v3v3 currently going on in this lobby. A knock on to Echo here, and it's Rogue and RKN's team who are full up as a 3 right now.
Once this Gibby bubble pops from the left side, you're going to see a lot of damage going that way. It looks like it's popped. No one's focusing it because there's a lot of counter damage coming out from the teams on low ground, which is impressive. Hill with 2 thirsts on Imperial Hal and Albertelli. So, and Reps goes down as well. So TSM is completely down, but not entirely thirsted yet. Sitting on 4th place right now. But I'm impressed with the teams on low ground putting as much damage as they are. I mean, look at this team, all behind a rock, not even covered. This should be easy picks for Rogue. This should just, yeah, they're going to keep shooting here. Gibby Bubble should be back up in about 5 seconds, though. And there it is. Actually, I lied. It's right then. I don't know how they're staying alive, but they are.
If they could have saved that for when this ring starts closing, they're going to be about 20 seconds, 10 seconds vulnerable as the ring closes before that Gibraltar bubble comes back up to them. So right now, there's a lot of damage.
But there's a gen, yeah. I'm impressed. They're putting out a lot of counter damage, forcing Rogue and them to heal. Oh, and it looks like the gen gets destroyed as the Gibby ult rains down, but it's not soon enough, not enough damage. And they got 1 knock, maybe 1 player left over there. I think Gibby and Watson go down, and the rest of the team goes down as well. Snipetown might get taken out by Storm here. Nope, he barely makes it in. Last team, are they going to drop? Snipetown's going to just zipline juggle, and it looks like Saint RKN are just going to have to take out a 50 HP Watson as he falls, and that is well played from the low ground team. RKN, Hill, and their third, who I forgot, but taking out Snipetown and them as they had commanding height playing perfectly from low ground and winning the game.
Yeah, not having that Watson generator really hurt them at the end there. That Gibraltar ultimate, basically bringing almost all of them down to about 25 HP. And so, even though they had a really great position, if they could have just bought a little bit more time, didn't pull
Mhm.
the aggro from that Gibraltar team, they had the Pathfinder zip set up, and we saw that they wanted to just juggle around. But you don't juggle around when there's only one other team left in the lobby because they're just shooting you out of the sky.
Yeah, I was too little, too late. I believe the Gibby team across must have griefed the Jin and taken it out, and then thrown that Gibby ult on top. And it was unfortunate that as soon as they were getting hit with it, as the Jin disappeared, the Storm also forced them to rotate in. So they didn't have enough time to pop heals and have really enough health to drop down and fight instantly. Again, tried to juggle, see how long they could stall out, but there's only one team left. They just got picked on the zip line, and well played by Arcane and them on low ground, taking out a snipe down on them on high ground.
Yeah, so RKN's team is going to walk away with 23 points in that game.
Hmm.
Ended up getting 11 kill points there. But Rogue, of course, with that position that they had in Mirage Voyage for the majority of the game, they were able to get 8 kill points themselves, along with second. And then Premier, one of the first times I would honestly say we've seen them.
Hmm.
They got 4 kill points before the end of the game and finished off third. TSM, though, even though they ended up fourth, they had 7 kill points. And so they're going to be contending, of course, and staying basically on par with Rogue throughout this series.
A better start from them than last week. I believe we saw them go out early against the Controller Boys last week. But I was watching TSM in the semis, and they were on their game 100%. They were frying. Albelli dropped a 3K in the last game, so they're feeling themselves right now. So they're gonna be something to reckon with.
Yeah, but like teams that are playing hot right now, of course, Rogue is definitely one of them. In their semifinal matchup on the other half of the bracket, that you on the in the lobby that you weren't in, they ended up taking first place in that lobby with
Mm.
Sentinels coming in second. Sentinels did have the lead going into the fourth game, but they I guess they did a reverse Sentinels where Snipe Down's team ended up getting about or Rogue ended up getting 21, 22 kills in their final game there to take first place in that. So it looks like they're continuing the trend right now, riding that momentum, and it is showing.
Okay, where is Sentinels placed at right now? My leaderboard is not updating.
3 kill points.
3 kill points. What plays?
Yeah. 17th. So they didn't get
Okay.
any placement points. But we saw exactly what happened to them, right? They tried to
Yeah.
take that fight on high. They all jumped over a fence at the same time, and they all got shot at the same time. Two of them went down. I believe it was Senox and Crust that went down, and Peace just pieced out of there.
I mean, we saw what they were able to do with a buzzer beater win last time in that last game. So I mean, don't do not count them out because they can pull a 25 kill game out of nowhere if they're playing Bloodhound and Crypto and Caustic, and they could definitely work their way up the leaderboard with a huge game at the end. So do not count them out quite yet.
Yeah, they are playing standard right now, right? They are
Mhm.
playing the standard with the Watson, with the Pathfinder, and the Wraith. I kind of want to see them pull out that meme
I
comp again.
think
Just
I'm
do
pr-
it.
I'm almost positive they will in the last game. I think we would all be disappointed if they didn't because they showed it worked out for them. I mean, why not? I think they're throwing right now, not doing it. They might as well start it off with what worked for them last time.
I agree. I agree. Just do it, please.
Just do
Like
it. Just send
make
it.
fans of everybody. It's been a while, like since we've been able to really say Sentinel's name because a lot of things happened in the background where they weren't able to compete for a while.
Hmm.
So now they're back and they need to be, come back in a big way. And they did last week, and we want to see more of them. We want to see more of Sentinel style and what they can do. We know every single player on that lobby, on that roster is just absolutely nuts. So let's see what you guys got.
Yeah, they're an extremely cracked Creo. I didn't trio cracked Creo. What's up? They're very good at the game. I hate fighting them in rank. They usually poop on me. They're way
Yeah.
better than me, but yeah, a lot of talent on that team. 100% with even with the new roster. Even old Sentinels was very good. So new, improved, possibly. We'll see. We'll find out soon.
Let's talk about other teams that are keeping it competitive right now. Team Skirt, that's Madness, Vaxlon, and Pow Pow. Even though they ended up finishing ninth, they walked away with 7 kill points in that game. So I believe they get 9 points uh, out of game number one. And so I think even without placing in the top five, that's still a very impressive scoreline. Walking away from game number one, that keeps you competitive, that keeps you within this, especially because a 4 game set is not a lot of time.
Hmm. Yeah, you're gonna need to try to put as many points on you as you can in the early games, and try not to. Like we saw last week, Rogue with a massive lead, providing them a huge buffer between first and second. So I mean, they could have costed a game and still been okay, but they really never did. So you don't want to fall too far behind in the beginning, but again, you can come back in the later games and try to work your way up the leaderboard. However, my leaderboard is not loading, so that's pretty much all you looking at the points. Proud of you, you're doing great. I'm just kind of sitting here looking at a blank page here, but you're doing great. Proud of you.
Yeah, try going over to the finals lobby one. That one should be slowly getting updated. But yeah, it
Okay.
looks like we do have game two almost loaded up. We will be getting underway very shortly. And so, again, we do have to say congratulations, of course, for that last game victory to RKN's team. It's great to see them. They've been around for a long time. I've seen them scrimming for the vast majority of the last year. And I want to say even basically at the beginning of Apex. And so it's great to
Mhm.
see a lot of these community figures still hanging around. A lot of people have left, a lot of people come back and stuff like that. But the players that have continued to grind, seeing them find some success, seeing them winning these games and these tournaments, it's really cool to see. Especially like when it's Hill and RKN, they've been playing together for quite some time now, right? They played together in Poland under HRO. That's back when they were playing with Overpowered, who was actually streaming Apex just the other day. That was really cool to see.
Mhm. Mhm.
We
Waiting
got
on one
one
player.
more
Who is
player.
it? Who is it? I believe it is North. Someone forgot his name. Forgot his name. We're all waiting on you, brother.
Yeah, no name, you. I feel bad because I can't remember right now as well.
Yep.
Yo-yo. I was like, I
Come
was
on, yo,
stuck
yo.
because it was like, is it Yobo or Yo-Yo? And I couldn't remember. It was Yo-Yo. I got
You
you.
know, he
I
said
got you.
teammate can't connect as the team title, so they are updating us the best they can.
Okay. That's the other thing that I kind of want, right? So the community has continually been giving feedback to Respawn and EA about things that we want. One thing that we haven't talked about is like a chat, a lobby chat for these. Because the only
Mm.
way we can communicate, by the way, for those of you who haven't been able to use the tournament feature, is by changing your team name. And that's the only way we can communicate. As you can see, team number 13, teammate can't connect.
Comical, but very inefficient in
Yeah.
terms of communication. But hopefully, we can get some updates on that eventually at some point. I think a game chat would be very interesting. In Warzone they have the what is it called, the kill voice. I don't even know what the
The
technical term
proximity
is.
death chat or
The
whatever.
proximity death chat provides a whole lot of content. Whew, that would be something I would like to see added to Apex. That would be a beautiful thing. A lot of
Yeah,
banter going back and forth. It's great. It's great.
it's half like, "How the hell?" And then the other half's like, "Alright, GG, GG."
Yeah, GG man. Like, oh damn it. You see some frantic call outs going on. He's like, right there, move around the corner, and then it cuts off.
He's trying. At least he's calming. Alright. So we're still waiting, and, I think we might have to restart the lobby or something if we can't get him in, because there is that error, where sometimes, for whatever reason, a person just cannot connect into the lobby. So yeah. So that's usually what happens, and we're just waiting around right now. So that was just game number one. Again, I think Rogue definitely were very fortunate in that the ring just pulled over to them, and they continue to get it. A lot of times when we do see that circle, and Mirage Voyage continues to get that pull towards them, they end up getting high frag games. So 8 kills going out to Rogue, definitely great for them. I am once again surprised. TSM, they had a lot of teams in their way, right? We said just
They
before
did.
that rotation, they had a team on top of bridge to their north, and then a team below the bridge to their south. I'm not entirely too sure which was which. I think it was that premier team that was on the north of them, and I think Noble was playing to the south. So TSM had the roughest road, definitely, to try and get into that final circle.
They did. I think they did the best for what they were offered. They didn't get picked early. A couple knocks obviously on their team, but they were able to get the reses off, get the self res off on Alberlelli, and scrape those placement points towards the end.
No, I think we might have the updated ranked. So here we go. All right. So Simply, which is RKN's team, is 23 points at first, and Rogue is sitting in second with 17, and TSM is actually sitting in third with 12 points, even though they ended up finishing fourth because they got a lot of kill points. And Premier is sitting in fourth with 11. Right behind them is going to be Team Skirt. That's Madness's team at fifth with 9 points. But we're going to go ahead and take a short break while we resolve the lobby issue. And when we get back, it'll be game number 2 of the Esports Arena North American Weekly. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Maybe I shouldn't keep coming back to it. Aski's really kind of struggling there, and I don't think they really want anybody in over the top of them. But back on board with North and Taishin is still running the lifeline here and still clearly finding some value with it.
This is exactly what I was talking about. AHG have been holding them off, and so they're going to go and push this eastern edge here right into Purge. As they turn the corner, RPR is not going to be happy with what he sees.
No, particularly running face first into a wall of damage like that. Rings closing in behind them, and we've already got Mandy knocked down. This is not great for North.
It wasn't even Purge that ended up taking them out here. Kaishin pushing forward on that lifeline. Barely survives, but again, sliver of HP. He will go down. And it is Purge cleaning that up. Didn't get as many kills as they probably wanted here, but now they've got to watch their back. This might be AHG in front of them right now. Aski with the Spitfire doing decent damage, but now it sounds like a Gibraltar ultimate coming down. He is going to be able to swing through it, but Tafe is the one that takes him out. Someone will fall, and now it's all up to Case Swinney here. He only has 25 HP on him, but he will fall. AHG finally able to pick up some kill points there. They've been holding that angle the entire time. Their prey got away from them to their east, but they were able to feast just a little bit there.
Great advantage here for Sharp. Will have the digital threat there. Much easier to pick people out off in the distance. And the spray down he was getting there with the R99 was kind of fantastic. They've got a great position here. They've got some tools to work with. They've got some resources tucked away in those lunch boxes down there. And until the ring starts to push them forward, they don't really have the need to close the distance. Nice bit of damage in over the top of the Pamphlet team, though.
Yeah, this is a great position, but again, we're seeing that the ring is pulling away from a lot of our squads right now. Going over to the clearing, the northwest of Trials here, but upper Trials and, well, Trials proper. It's all still in, so 2 squads can play that comfortably right now. We'll see if Myth can try to get in here. It's going to be difficult for them. If they start pushing out east, there is that tower high ground that they have to worry about getting shot from here. But again, they're still contesting with, of course, this team inside the house.
And not just inside the house, I believe off in the distance and over into the east as well. So they're going to find themselves very quickly pinned down here. They will have the Wraith portal and also the cover of the train, which is great timing for these guys. They can spend a little more time out in the open, and now they can Wraith portal into safety into this waiting caravan.
They recognized that the team gave up the caravan, went up onto the hill, and so they were able to just go ahead and port forward. They still have their back to deal with right now, and it looks like they might just be fully setting up. As Oxbow goes for the peek, I don't know how much damage he did. We do see purple Evos coming out. They're stuck in that corner. G7 Scout doing massive damage as Oxbow and Sharp are going to be able to pick up 2. Hexa going down. And it looks like that might be the final bow for them. Still have to clear the back though. Wraith right on top of them. That's the spray down. OG will get finished off. Now we're down to 7 squads, 18 players remaining as Amaz will finish off Madison.
Yeah, guys, don't blink for too long because 7 squads left in a ring this size. Not a huge amount of cover left for anybody. This is going to go south incredibly quickly. AHG looking very well kitted out for this next fight. Zipf with the G7 Scout and the Mastiff. Maybe Zipf is finally going to break the curse of the Mastiff from this evening and be able to get some work done with it. That has to push in onto this high ground position and this incredibly well fortified high ground position. So this is a very rough position, despite how well kitted out you might be. To try and take this high ground position is incredibly difficult because as well as the people up on the high ground, you've got to assume everybody is watching that drill site, yeah? You are not going to be given any space.
Caster, start the game. That's what we're doing. We're back here for the Esports Arena North American Weekly. It's going to be game number 2. And of course, your host for the day, Jamerson here, joined once again by Daltouche. We had a short break. We were able to reset the lobby and we're ready to get into it.
Ready to get into it. Game 2 about to be underway. Can't wait.
Yeah. At this point, it's interesting to see that we're not seeing as many Gibraltar teams. We're not seeing as many as Caustics as we have in the past as well. It looks like a lot of people defaulting back to a lot of the Pathfinder. Why do you think that is?
I mean, the beacon is huge, but you are right. We are seeing the thick boy meta kind of fizzle out a little bit. However, I did see in the semifinals a win was taken away from a team with height, more damage, just because of a gas trap. I believe it was Team Noble who threw a gas trap into the circle, and that pretty much won them the game. So Caustic still very, very viable. But I mean, Pathfinder, it's just kind of, I feel like you have more mental security once you scan a beacon and know where circle is, and you have that advantage over some teams who don't have path. You can get there early. You can develop a position, pick where you want to go. So I think the beacon is huge, but again, Gibby and Caustic are still very viable as well. So I think it just comes down to what the team wants to run, how comfortable they are on which characters.
Ooh. Speaking of which, by the way, Sentinels are now running Caustic Gibraltar. The big boys coming in for them. Let's go.
You love to see it. Love it.
Really do. Honestly, like when they like start memeing or like start just kind of like taking things a little less seriously and start playing like their own game, like playing
They just start
however
vibing.
they want.
They just vibe it out. We saw the
So much
vibes
more to that.
completely unleashed in game 4, and they vibed all over the lobby. They were in Harvester. He was cranking ultimate accelerants for his Bloodhound ult, and he had to scan every 10 seconds, and they were rolling professional players. So once the vibes are unleashed, they're unstoppable.
Yeah,
So
this
let's see.
team fight, like edge team fights, are gonna be disgusting, right? Because like their resets are gross. You throw down a Gibraltar bubble if you need to reset, and then it's secured because you throw a barrel inside and then a barrel outside, and so no team can push you, and like
at all.
it's terrifying for them. Like what do you do when you're already like they've already closed the distance on you?
Yeah, it's double security. No one's gonna push exploded caustic barrel, much less a caustic ult and a bubble as well. So it's a very good defensive meta, but as well as it could be offensive as well. If you want to toss a Gibby bubble in front of you, push into it, and throw a caustic ult. I mean, we've all been there when a caustic just throws his ult at your team when you're behind something. It's pretty much uncounterable, unless you have a Watson gen already down. But the odds of that happening are slim to none. Once he throws that stinky bean at you, you're gonna have a very bad time. You will die.
Yeah, we're on board with TSM, of course, already making their rotation. 2
Already?
minute timer. That's
Good lord.
about on board. It's a little bit faster actually.
That was
I
quick.
think.
That
Yeah,
was quick.
around
They just
140
landed.
145, 130. And I don't know if they were able to get the train. The train ended up going to the station as well. They did walk away with the purple at the very least, but we saw the circle there too, the secondary ring, and it is going over sorting factory with a lot of that north kind of underneath fragment side open. Joyce like getting knocked. Oh, aces.
Ace getting pushed by 2, doesn't get the face off. 1v2 situation. Busby with the massive doesn't get it. You saw a quick pick there and then an immediate trade, so it was a 2v2. And then you saw the 2v1 push in that little stairwell, and the Wraith did not have time to phase. Just got exploded by the 2 players sliding in. Very aggressive push right there. Worked out for him. Well played.
Yeah, Panthers does go down, but they've got a beacon right here, and they're on the edge of the ring. They'll be fine. It just slows them down from like getting a position in the center of the circle
It is gonna
right
stall out. He's gonna have to go back, get some loot, find his box. It is gonna stall out about a minute of their time, which could cost them later in the game. I'm not sure who Garbage Player 77 is. I'm sure we know who it is once he reveals his identity. But right now, Garbage Player 77 is his identity, and we'll see how garbage he is.
Yeah, we should go to Team 9 right now. Who are in the fight. Team 9 right now who are in a fight over at Drill Site as Echo goes down.
Ooh, and a quick wipe. Who took him out? That was a clean push right there on both doors.
That was Team North coming in, taking them out.
North coming in very aggro. Love to see it. And it looks like Koala Bear's not on the cost anymore. Likes to go with the Pathfinder. So you see people switching. It's just really depending on how like they can switch, back and forth. If they want to scan the beacon one game, if they want to play Caustic next game, you'll see teams doing that. It doesn't really matter to them. They could flex. They could play both. So just really depends on their vibe.
Oh, also interesting. I just saw on the character select screen, one team is running a Mirage. We got Matt Pickett on the Mirage.
Oh, the Mirage got himself 70 FOV Lord. Give him a Prowler, and you're going down. He's got the Hemlock. If he gets the Prowler in his hands, he is lethal with it. You love to see that. That is his main. He is known as the Mirage main in ranked. Very good player. Not the best character, but
He's fun
Somewhat.
as hell in ranked though.
He is. He is a very fun player to play in ranked and in pubs. The buff was great, but does it make him viable in the comp level that we're seeing? No, not even close. But you know, Pickett's out here doing his thing, putting on for all the Mirage mains at home. Shout out.
Yeah, we're on board with the winners of our last game here, but Saints taking so much damage. They've already got a Watson generator set up here, so they'll be able to fall back to it. But that was kind of dangerous for them.
Sentinels with an easy wipe on Purge team right there on top sorting.
That's 2 games in a row now, isn't it?
I believe so.
Optics here. Close range.
Yeah, Purge not having a great first 2 games so far, running in, crossing paths with Sentinels 2 games in a row. Definitely not what you're looking for.
Nope, not fun. Not fun at all. Did
Taking a look across
TSM?
the
I
map.
think TSM was running here. We saw them rotating within 10 seconds of landing. They were rotating up top here, but I guess they decided to go somewhere else. I wonder where they're at because Madness of them are in the position. They might have taken that house down low. I'm not sure.
Yeah, TSM are actually just like on the other side of the fence of them right now.
Okay.
From what I can see, they're actually no. They're all the way at the south side of Sorting Factory by the crates by the Circle Smokestack. There we
Wow.
go.
Interesting call here. They must be very confident about whoever called where the circle's at.
I think one of this is just that they don't want to be caught in the cluster that is like north, across the valley, where all those offshoot buildings are, in connector. Like they just don't want to be there. Like there are too many teams fighting. There are too many angles that you have to cover. Like holding a building there isn't as safe as holding this side down here on the south.
They have a lot of cover right here. The fence on the left, the boxes. They could sit here for a long time. You got how with the longbow iron sight. I'd love to see that. Yeah, they're gonna be safe here. They're gonna vibe. He got 6 bullets on that longbow though, so that's an irrelevant gun for his loadout right now. He might find a pick or two, but you know that'll be dropped eventually.
Contact with target.
I'm surprised they didn't take a house in a no name across from sorting.
We should conduct a
Might have been
search.
taken. I don't know. We didn't have any comms on it, but
Yeah,
I feel like that's where I would go.
they did have, of course, first priority, right? They moved out 2 minutes before ring even started closing. They were already at connector. I think it's just trying to avoid the hustle, but here we go, north! Already down 2. Zeratric's team here that are able to reestablish themselves.
Gets
They
thirded.
will go down.
And that's a full team of 3 all up inside, so you're not going to see a push from them. They probably are aware that there were no picks on that end, so he's just going to watch, wait for them to try to find some loot. See what they can do with the G7. They're going to push back. Got a nice little third-party pick right there, getting a kill point. You got Team Naughty over here. I don't know what their team name is. I'm just going to call them Naughty's team because that's my boy. On the other side of where that team was healing, I don't think they're going to push in. They seem like they're aware that they're on the end of the tunnel over there. Shooting Watson fences. They might have a push here.
It does give away some information, of course, when the Watson traps go down. So the element of surprise gone now, as you can see with the
Naughty
X-ray
could get
right
a
on the
pick
other
here.
side. Good work. Hits him twice.
And gets the pick. Naughty with a shield crack on the path. They're going to push up. Naughty should be able to win this fight right here. Gets the crack on the ray shield. Extra phase. Stalls out a little bit. He has gold shield. He's going to... Cubsy goes down. Protectful goes down as well. Naughty might find himself in a 1v2 here. Possibly a 1v1. Unsure. It looks like it's a 1v2. Let's see if he can clutch this up for his team. Ray tries to phase out. And there's a bat going down by the Wraith. Naughty's going to elect to revive in the open. As they revive as well, he gets it off. There's a nade coming in from somewhere, and they just get picked. That's a clean third party. Might have been from Hill and them again with a third party. It looks like it was. Another third party from Hill and them getting, I think, one more pick on Naughty, another kill point. Those were good nades. I'm not sure how they got in. It looks like the door was closed, but they were in there. Naughty ate that.
They're doing a good job holding this position in the connector between Harvester and Sorting. Is just finding these picks left and right. And so they're already, let's see, sitting on 2 kill points for themselves. They haven't really put themselves in a vulnerable spot right now. On board now with OTT as they're riding the south side of this ring currently. Just watching out for anyone coming in from the edges here, but I can't expect anyone should be
they're hanging
around
out
in this area.
Yeah, they're just chilling. saw a lot of teams in the no name across from sorting. Pretty much every house is taken, so a lot of teams are expecting circle to end there. Again, I'm curious as to TSM's train of thought as to why they held this area. I would be super impressed if it ends up pulling to them.
Again, I think it's just to avoid a lot of that mid-game uncertainty.
Hmm.
Again, like you said, there are so many teams up there, and one of those houses, you know, if someone just shoots, like, gets a headshot through the window, there we go. They have an opening to try and push your house, and so they're just trying to make it and ensure that they get to the late game. We don't know where the next ring is going. I don't have any information for a team that was able to get the beacon. There was one team that was hanging out by No Name over at Fragment East. I think they were waiting on the beacon there, but I don't know exactly which team that was.
We see a team behind TSM rotating into Donut, but they do have a little bit of circle to work with, so they're probably going to hold in there. So there's not going to be a push from them anytime soon. I'm looking forward to this next circle. I'm excited to see where it's going to go and what TSM elects to do with their portal. They have a zip line down. Doesn't really go very far as well. I believe that Senox still up top is sorting. Keeping that height, hanging out. Looks like this team might be in a fight. I'm unsure. Caustic Trap going down. Sentinels holding that height, trying to catch that rotation as that team tries to go into the main snake building of sorting. No picks, though.
Oh, Sentinel's under pressure right now, though. They're already down. Peach, he's been out of the game for about 2-3 minutes here. But the caustic gas will go down along with the Nox gas grenade to try and buy some time for them.
Arcstar's going to zone them out. They're going to elect to go to another building and try to hold that. Senox and Crust moving out of that building. Good push from the other team. Surprised they got Peach. I wonder how he went down.
He got caught. I think Sentinels were trying to push on Southside sorting on the third story, and they just weren't able to get the clean fight here. There were about 2 other teams.
Yeah, there are
sorting
2
that they had to
teams.
test.
2 teams up top right now, so they might have just got caught in between both of them. Circle about to close. Let's see where it goes. And it is pulled towards No Name. It might be a donut finish.
Yeah, it's either a donut finish or it just goes down into the water below by the beacon, I think. So this is going to be difficult, but again, there's plenty of spots for teams to play right now. I don't expect to see too much action just because the majority of teams are already in right now. There is a lot of teams on the outskirts still here on the south side, though. So I think we should be keeping an eye on Sentinels right now, who are backing away.
Yeah, it looks like they're running in the storm, trying to go all the way around. Crust gets picked by Design with the Havoc. You love to see it. Senox going to try to get in this tunnel, but Design and company are probably pushing pretty hard off this knock, knowing that there's only 1 left. You see him peeking, but you're not going to see a full push, I don't think. They're probably just going to retreat back into Sorting Factory, knowing they got that kill point. That's a clean pick.
That leaves 1 alive for Sentinels. But again, we're like, despite what's going on and like how they haven't had a clean early game, they're still getting kill points right now. There's 1 on Peach, 2 on Crust, and 1 on Senox. Good spray down there from Gentrifying as he's reestablishing here on the high ground for his team.
Yeah, Gent's got a very clean R9. He's lethal with that weapon. He will hit you for a lot if you get too close. Yeah, we might see a little valley circle end down low. I don't know if I've seen that before, honestly, so it might not go down. We'll find out. I don't play comp enough. Usually when I play ranked, I know generally where the circles end, but we don't ever get to where it's sweaty enough to go to the smallest, you know, round 4 or 5 circle.
Yeah, we haven't been able to play ranked World's Edge in so long.
It's been a minute. That's also why I forgot. Gent getting his upgraded Evo shield with that damage on the path. They might try to push this. It looks like getting Tick with the Thermite has a little bit of shield, gonna pop a bat. I mean, they seem like they're wanting to push. They want to take this position over this team holding in here. Gent gonna spray the 50 damage on the path. Design is in the middle. Resulta going for the peak as well. Doesn't take too much damage. Wraith is gonna try to pop out here. Resulta still have some shield. Wraith is 1 HP. Calls out that Watson on the other side of glass. Third party trap. But when a third party comes in from behind, they crawled up from that interior. Good damage from Gent. Smart decision not to chase. It's gonna be tough. Gent's putting out damage, but this is gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough res here. Design taking some damage as well.
They're just so split up on this fight as well. Designful lower,
Yeah.
taking a lot of damage, drop down to 10 HP. That could have been a moment for them to try and reset, but now here comes the ring. Oh,
Clean one
gentrifying. You
flip.
said he's got a clean R9, and that was indeed clean. Punch him in,
does,
punch
he
him in.
does. Trying to get him in, but they're going to be under a lot of pressure right here. Going to crank the portal, go to this low ground, and possibly even get a res. Design cranking the Phoenix as well right now. This team is going to get pushed by, I think, RKN. That's his Watson skin, and here comes the push. Good damage from Gent on the Watson, trying to get some damage here on the Wraith. Design goes down as well. It's up to Gent. No shield. He's going to try to take the portal back, reset some health a little bit. Oh, and he gets lasered by the wingman.
Yeah, we've got also Madness's team on the high ground on the top side of Sorting Factory here as he gets the knock onto Gentrifying. So a lot of teams on the southern side of the circle currently.
And you see the circle, it kind of rotated towards that lower hill, the one that goes towards Overlook. Is that what it's called? No, what is that?
No,
It's called
it pulled-
Geyser.
yeah.
Geyser. Yeah, that's what it's called.
That was a hard pull over to that side, and I don't know if anyone was expecting it. You got to imagine all the teams that are playing south side of that ring. We're not expecting something like that. So, yeah, that's insane. The team that somehow was over at the Vault Cave is going to come out on top in this circle pull.
TSM fighting against Rogue right now, I believe. Or no, I could have got that wrong. I'm not sure. TSM definitely just got a knock. Imperial How got a knock on the kill feed. We have a fight going down between Rogue and someone else.
RCO.
Target spotted.
TSM still in the same spot where they started at, so their circle calling wasn't too inaccurate. They're in a good spot right now on high ground. RCO finding that pick on Snipe down, so he's going to be out of the game. It's tough to be down here, though. They're going to have a hard time rotating farther into circle as it continues to close.
Sorry, I was watching Sweet. He tucked himself into a rat spot, and then he had like 2 nades thrown at him. And so he had to just get the hell out of there now. So Rogue are just down to 1 player right now. We've got TSM. I believe they're playing right here. There we go. Madison's right on top of them. Almost got the knock. That was so close. Broke that purple armor.
Oh, they didn't get that knock? I was about to say, I didn't see it on the kill feed, but it seemed like he got knocked. I don't know. Man is cranking the port. Let's see where he decides to go. Probably going to be right on this rock face here, low ground, but that's going to be tough. He gets knocked as he's trying to place it. Doesn't even get the portal off, so he cannot go through, and they cannot get the res on him. He'll probably get thirsted here. TSM still in the game. It seems like they went across into high ground. Not quite in circle, but they're pretty close. They're on that outer high ground right now, and they're sitting nice. I don't think anyone is over there to contest them, and they could just find some free damage on these players trying to rotate in. Hal's gonna portal in, try to look for some loot. Caustic ult coming in, and this is what we were talking about when they throw it at you. It's pretty much game over. RKN eating the Caustic ult right now. Hill having to retreat. Yep. And he's probably gonna get picked here. Nice spot, not nice enough. Goes down. And that is Blood Rain. The Caustic ult is just so good, offensive and defensive, both sides.
We're now on board with Liquid. We're on the high ground here, just to the north of that last fight. But Liquid Flanker taking so much damage, has to reload that Havoc. They're
Still
trading
gets the
away,
pick.
but they
Huge.
come up with it. Ooh.
Huge. And gets third party, goes down, and looks like all of them are down besides Nocturnal. He's gonna portal, and they're getting pushed heavy. He's gonna try to go upstairs, takes a lot of damage from Storm, and gets picked going up those stairs right there. That's a clean third party. They're gonna have a lot of loot right there to supply them for the rest of the game. Hopping on board with Noble, trying to chow this little room right here, but the cost trap goes down, and that's gonna stall them about 15 minutes, I would assume. So
It honestly does feel like an eternity right now.
It
As they're
does.
trying their best to push. They do have the slow side of the circle as well here. This is the only building still available. And if they could gain control of this, if they could buy that space and have some safety where they can rebuild that Caustic Ultimate for the late game as it comes out now.
Yeah, Caustic versus Caustic team. So they actually force the other Caustic team out, and they get to push in and take control. I mean, it's a stinky Storm up in here right now. Looks like they're pushing pretty aggressive down low here. Knocks the Wraith. Gonna throw some thermites. That's definitely gonna put some damage on the path. Looks like 2 down. This team above them. Yeah, this team in the middle is in a world of hurt right now as they're stuck on that staircase taking a lot of damage. Noble or Blitzen takes a lot of damage as well. Gonna fall back. Omnu gets taken out. Got a little too greedy as this team pushes down the stairwell real hard. Vane's gonna have to fall back. They got 1 fence in place and gets taken out. And they're gonna have to fight this right now. Do or die for them. Not enough damage going out from that Eva. He's gonna fall entirely back, going Storm. This might be the end for Team Noble right here.
Yeah, this should just be TSM's game right now. It's as they're the only full three still alive here. We got Garbage Player and Tech currently alive for his team, and Noble trying his best to make it into top 2 or even sneak his way into somehow a victory here. But TSM fully kitted out with 3 red Evo shields. This is something they should not lose.
Absolutely, this is their game to win, and I doubt they choke this. They know where the one rat is, and Hal's kind of looking for the other rats right now, and there you can see them with the
He's looking in the
rock
angle.
vision. Yeah, he'll find him.
Making contact
Yeah,
with
I
enemy.
think he's pinging. That's where they are right now, and I'm gonna double check for him. And yep, they are up on the high ground currently. Just the third sense,
Are
the
they?
sixth sense. Yeah,
Are they gonna try to hit this rat right here? Good 100 spray from Hal. It's gonna be a phase. You might see a push from the other team. It's now or never for the other team. They might come out once they see the knock on the kill feed, but I mean, TSM still very healthy. Nate comes in from the other rat team. Vayne goes down. Let's see if we see an instant push from the other team. Alberelli and Reps are going to be able to hold off as Hal heals.
if they had any utility, I'm looking right now. Garbage Player has no nades on him whatsoever, so they weren't able to apply any pressure. Hal's gonna go ahead and set up a separate angle for them with that,
I like that.
portal now going in with the R9. Decent damage. Abralele gets the first knock, and TSM will finish it off.
Very clean. Very clean. I like that portal play too. That extra angle. Hal got to sneak up on that rock face right there. Surprise them. And that was a clean finish by TSM. They played it very well. I like that push that they had. They were upstairs when the two cautious teams were fighting. They were upstairs. They saw that there were trades on both sides, and they just came through that hallway real fast against that team, and they overwhelmed. I believe it was Team Noble that fell back and was unable to counter the power of TSM as they came through.
That was honestly just a hectic fight. There were so many teams involved in there. Ended up being like 4 or 5 teams involved at the end of the day. But yeah, TSM walk away with that victory in game number 2, which will add on to what they already had a good game number 1. So I think they will be topping the leaderboards possibly with that performance. We'll find out though as we tabulate the results, and we'll have the leaderboard updated for you guys. But it'll be after this break. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll have the second half of the Esports Arena North American Weekly right after this.
Regain right there.
It's going to be huge. If they can wait until the fight starts happening, they will just be able to drop down. They've got 2 gold armors and a red Evo shield.
I know Metro has, he has bubble and he has ult, but I doubt we're gonna see an ult here because he's probably gonna toss the bubble regardless. I don't think the ult's gonna do much because everyone's just gonna hop in that bubble once the circle closes, and it's gonna be a fist fight.
Rogue have almost completely stabilized. They just need to heal up their armors right now. They've got 20 seconds before the ring closes, and they need to do it soon.
Let's see what happens here. It's about to get weird.
I feel like Metro, Slurpee, and Naughty are going to be pretty good here. The bulk of the fighting, because everyone's mostly on the low ground. That's where the fighting's going to start, and that's how they can just end it. Drop down on everyone.
Timmy looking up. And here it goes. No bubble yet, so that means that team's still up top. Timmy hits the zipline juggle, falls down, is going to have to try to hit another zipline juggle, and it is just an absolute mess in there. Timmy hitting the juggle, dives to Storm, and you saw about 15 boxes pop up right there. Who knows what happened? And you got Rogue winning a second game?
A second game in a row for Rogue.
Oh my
as they pick
goodness.
up 8 kill points along the way as well. So that's going to be another 20.
With a very commanding lead, they took 2 dubs back-to-back in our first 2 games. Then you are followed up by the PS4 aimbotters. That's a joke. They're not aimbotting. That is Stay Naughty, Metro, and Slurpee G with a 20-point deficit on first place. But nothing's impossible. They can make that up 100%. And then it gets real tight around 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th place. Actually, pretty much it's anyone's game for 2nd place. But Rogue, they just pretty much have to not mess up, and they will have this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Rogue picking up a lot of kill points. They had 8 in the last game. They had 13 in the other game. So that's just kind of, monopolizing a lot of the kill points that were possible right now. And so, yeah, we're seeing down the leaderboard, it's not that much of a differential between anyone. If you have 2 really good games, you can pop yourself into the top 3 easily right now. But it's basically Rogue's tournament to lose. Yeah, Reps is actually on the Wraith.
Ooh.
And got knocked on the Watson here, and they are still opting to go for Fragment East.
Let's go this way.
Okay. Knocked on the Watson. Is he a fence lord or not? I'm not sure. We got some early picks going down over there in thermal though.
Oh, big fight, NRG. This time, it looks like it was a challenge over at Tree, actually.
I think it was a beacon challenge.
Yeah, the beacon fight. A lot of ego going on right here, as
Yeah.
Nathan's the only one knocked here for NRG, so they're going to go ahead and press the advantage. Rocker
Yeah.
wants to get this third kill. I think it's Noble. Yeah.
Playing pretty freely with no armor here. Can he get a swap off? He does. He gets a fresh blue and a thirst. So I'm guessing it's a 3v2.
Respawn onto Koala Bear, so he's going to get tactical. Sounds like we've got a fight right now, and it's going to be Liquid.
Just people in the booth. I am back. I can see the gameplay, so we're good on that end. And Casper getting picked, trying to grapple out, and doesn't quite get it, and instantly thirsted before he even touches the ground.
Fine. A lot of the teams that are outside of the ring, again, are going to be those pathless teams right now. And there we go. They realize it as TSM, well, with Noct and Petty Boss, they're one of the teams over at Survey Camp, all things.
And we got the replacement TSM roster taking this fight. Are they going to push or are they going to push this? We'll find out here in a second. Taking some heads out. They look like they're going to take this fight 100%.
They have to do it quick, too, because there's 3 other teams here right now.
Yeah, Petty Boss fucking tagged a lot. Red's feeling real confident on that rate, continually peeking, knowing he has a phase. Finally, Hal usually taking that over him.
It's not safe here.
Looks like they're just going to clear this team out of the building. Get some loot.
That's Timmy's team out now. Timmy only getting 1 kill point before they had to bow out here. But again, like I said, there are so many other teams right now that they do have to worry about another fight coming in. The Wraith was able to scarf her off with some loot there, stealing it from Reps. Yeah, so that was the team that was actually able to chase down Noble Blitzen. And so, yeah, TSM, or well, Reps and Petty Boss and Noct are still over here on basically the edges of the map, just taking whatever fights they can right now, I think. This is a good experience just to, you know, get into a stacked lobby and just take fights.
Absolutely, and playing with Reps is an honor. He's a good player, a good IGL as well.
Right now, I think we should join onto NRG, who are looking to make a push currently. They are on the north side of this ring right now, playing over at the truck, and here we go.
They're taking in fight.
Nathan jumping on in.
Spinning that grapple early just to take height. Gets a lot of damage off on that pass. Just got a pick right there, missed a couple shots, gets the pick regardless, while getting charged at from the top position. Finds the other 2 sitting here just kind of hanging out. This kid disconnected and he gets rolled, and the other kid is very low in there. Nathan doing his best to get out while getting charged from the back. Gets kind of griefed from train yard there. And Rocker looking for the last pick and gets it with a nice little shot from the Sentinel right there. And they're probably going to have a free res once he gets behind the supply bin.
Yeah, punching him right behind
Yep.
there.
You see Frex hitting him with the left hook uppercut. That's not a punch, they just made it up. Those 2 punches combined, but that's all right. Gets a fresh crack in here. Is there a replacement team that filled the truck? Yep. Seems like there's a team that filled the truck. Stole some loot and got a pick on Frex as he was rezzing. Nathan gets out with the grapple. Rocker takes a lot of damage and gets a gnarly dead slide right there. Gonna crank him back and try to hold. No. He's gone though. This team looks like they're pushing heavy. They're gonna fall back a little bit. These teams from Train Yard are being pests to this fight right now. As soon as they go out from behind cover, they're just getting charge rifled.
Yeah, the drill team just putting in work right now from that angle. So we do have the Gibraltar ultimate coming out right now. Yo-Yo did get knocked, and it looks like, you know, they might be back over here at the train tunnel. Ace is trying to hold them off again.
Yep.
They don't have the best armor, 2 whites and the blue to work with here as the push is coming through.
Yeah, and it seems like they made it farther than last time. Last time you saw the portal go down and immediately get picked, they had to reset, but now they are in that little nook in the tunnel. And this is going to be a nice little 3v3 we got going on. Seems pretty isolated. You see Reps and them filling in behind where that tunnel just pushed, and they're going to have to taking some air shots right there just to get a knock. And they're just going to have to hold right here, heal up. They're going to be safe right here for a little bit, but which direction will they decide to go around this mountain?
Yeah,
And the fight goes down.
They've got enough space to make it in through the northeast side right now.
Yeah.
But here we are on board with the north. This is the squad that was trying to bully out NRG run their loot. And now they're the ones in trouble. They've lost Yo-Yo. They're trying to get the res on Koala. Drop down comes out. 100 damage to Gobble.
He's gonna get the knock in a phase. He's definitely gonna get eliminated here, but he did get a knock, and maybe another team will grief that. But yep. Designful. Back to the rat. And he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, so Energy still have Rocker and Nathan still alive right now. They've got the banner, but there's no res available. It doesn't look like Trainyard one was. Energy still active.
Coming out right here. Big tunnel fight going down and getting that Havoc right in his mouth. Doing as much damage as he can before he gets taken out. Force the last player. Did he get the last kill? No, 1v1 right now. Massive versus R9. Triple take coming out, going for the shotgun play. Doesn't quite connect with the shots, and that is a team wipe right there. Gonna see probably some free reses. No pressure coming from any other team. So it looks like Reps and them elected to push through tunnel as opposed to that little crevice that they had going the other direction. And it paid out for them.
Currently, they're sitting on 10 kill points right now. So they have been playing super aggressive. It feels like Reps is just trying to take out his frustration from the first 2 games, right? Having the DCs and everything. It's just like, screw it. We're just going to kill everything right now. So 10 kill points for them, and that's actually huge. As again, 0 points, I believe, or no, a few kill points were put on by TSM before this. So they've got 3 points right now, but those 10 could be huge to kind of mount the comeback. But they do have to kind of put a stop also to Rogue, who are just playing for the late game at this point.
Yeah, Rogue's still not showing any aggression and making any foolish plays. They're sitting in the circle, fences up. They're going for another win, 100%. You can tell. They don't care about how many kills they get.
Yeah, they've already got the 45 points. They have a 20-point lead over the second right now. It's about making sure that they get those placement points here. Some decent damage coming out from Drop, but they're making sure that they're not tunneling onto one team and they're watching their back. And so a really good job coming out from them.
See a lot of teams holding height here. We got a fight going down the lower end of this cart. Rep's gonna have to phase here. And they are pushing everything this game. Knock, gets a knock on the kill feed. Rep's swinging that kunai, not connecting. He's gonna try to dip. And he gets taken out right above Knock the Watson. He's gonna try to pull this gold bag res and gets melted from above. Not gonna be able to stick it. Really tough regain here for Knock. Pops this bat.
Start right above him too.
One drop down. Pulling out the charge rifle, not the best weapon. I think he's muted.
I am muted. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Esports Arena North American Weekly Apex Legends Tournament. Here with Daltouche, I'm Jetset Jamerson, and we are heading into the second half. And our leaders for the second half are going to be TSM with 33 points after that second match victory.
We see Simply coming in at second place, 2 points behind TSM. They had some really unfortunate semifinals games. It was RKN, the Watson, mainly left alone by himself with white armor most times. I do not know how they scraped their way into finals, but here they find themselves in second place right behind TSM. Only 2 points, very easy to attain. We got third place, Other Noble, LOL. I believe that's Team Noble. Fourth place, Rogue. Still very winnable for Rogue, Snipe Down's team. Then we got Noble White coming in. Okay, wait, who is Other Noble? It's Noble White. Who is Other Noble?
It's the Other Noble team. What do you mean?
They got 2 Nobles?
Yeah. I think
Very
they have
noble.
I don't know, like 4 Noble teams or something. I forget. No, might be 3, maybe 3. But yeah, they were able to get that second place win with 11 kills. It was 11 kills for them in the second game. TSM only had 9, so they were just behind them by 1 point there. So that was a big victory for them. If it was swapped, of course, they might actually be higher ranked than them. But now we are heading in to game number 3, and we'll be on board. We should be on board with TSM here as they took the win, and of course they'll get us that early Pathfinder beacon for us as well. And TSM, they haven't been able to take a victory in quite some time, right? It's been a while since the back-to-back have been able to get a tournament win, and they haven't gotten a tournament win here for the Esports Arena Weekly either, but now they are in prime position to do so.
We see a lot more compressed leaderboard as opposed to last week. I believe last week we saw Rogue. How far ahead of the pack were they after game 2? Was it, what, 30 points, something like that?
It was a lot.
it was way too much. They were far and away in the lead above everyone else, but we have a much more compact leaderboard. TSM only leading by 2, and the rest of the pack still very much able to come back from this point deficit they have on TSM right now. So we're in for some spicy games coming up, games 3 and 4. So I'm excited to see what happens. This is the third time we've seen Fragment East be hot zone for TSM, and I don't think they have a beacon this time, but they are getting the fire loot. I saw 2 hot zones in the semis, so they're getting lucky with that.
Let's go this
So
way.
they got to count their blessings right there. But
Yeah, they already grabbed the beacon, and the ring is going over Fragment East actually. So I don't know if they want to like play inside Fragment East right now or try to like control that choke towards the connector over at Sorting Factory.
we got a fight going down right now. Trades going off. Senox knocks Premier. But Sinox gets knocked by Blight. Crust is 1 HP as Peach is sticking the res inside the bubble. Gets pushed by the Gibby. Only hits 1 blue armor. A big 11 pump right there. 66 gets the break. Gets the knock. Peach can win this. I believe it's a 1-on-1. He's going to stick the res as Crust is giving him comms. Oh, and it looks like Crust has finished Premier Echo. So they're going to win that fight. Is it the 3rd time that they've won the fight against Premier, or?
I believe they fought Purge the first 2 games in a row.
Okay,
right?
okay.
And then,
Keyword.
yeah, but
You know, what are you gonna
this
do?
fight, we saw this also in game number 2. It's gonna be part of G8's team, taking them on now here on.
Busby breaks that bat off and gets. Ooh, he had an auto prowler. Doesn't get enough damage. He gets finished by the Evo. Good tracking right there from Joey Blackout. The L-Star on the flying Pathfinder through the air on Garbage Player 77. Still the unknown player. Good shots right there by Joey. Might be 1 player left on this team, perhaps. Finds him up top. All 3 are left, so it could be a 3v1 scenario for whoever is left on this other team.
Yeah, it's just Panders left alive for them right now as he's trying his best. They spotted him out. Oh, he did tag him back though.
Good damage. It's just a Watson. He's not going to win that. There's no way. Good effort from Panders right there, but unfortunately not enough. And they're going to win that fight and grab their loot. Seems like Nando gets picked.
I'm not entirely too sure who they were fighting, but
I don't know. It might have been Rogue.
Yeah, they recovered the banner at the very least, and there are 2 respawns. They're getting chased down right
Oh,
now.
they are pushing. Wraith almost gets picked right there. That's a good phase, and they're definitely going to fall back after that. Holiday with purple, Sneaky Monkey with blue. You saw the white get cracked on the Wraith as well as some flesh shots. So they also have beacon, so they're going to stick this respawn. You might see a push as they reheal down low, but it's a tough push. You see one on train track, kind of hopped over the train right there, but unspotted. He can get some good damage off. Yeah, it could be.
Blink.
Didn't catch him as he hopped right there. Showed his little Watson noggin over the thing. He's on the left side by himself, waiting for his moment to get some damage off. But he's just sitting there. The other 2 are low ground. Oh, big nade right there. 105 on white on the Wraith, and then Snipe Down comes in with the flank, almost breaks the shield. And I think they're thinking it's another team, so they're gonna dip. If they knew it was just Snipe Down, they would probably push. But I believe they didn't have the proper comms on that, so they're just gonna back it up.
Yeah, they didn't see Snipe Down, like you had mentioned, making his way over the train tracks, and he did aggressively push for that flank. He hit a huge 90 shot with that charge rifle onto the guy that was the G7 scout up top, and then it was surprising because he also saw the other player back to the right. But Rogue were at least able to get that 1 kill point, but not getting that team fight win, I guess, you know, it is pretty disappointing, but still, that 1 KP could be huge for them right now, especially as they have to claw back from a 12-point deficit against Team Solo Mid.
Absolutely. That was a risky push by Snipe Down, flanking on the right side as a Watson. If they called it out, if they saw it with Snipe Down on the Watson, they could have pushed him easily, and he would have had a hard time falling back. But, you know, an advantageous flank that kind of worked out. The fight got isolated in there, and they're both on their way.
Yeah, I think we should go on board with TSM right now, as they are controlling choke point. That's going to get flushed out by a few other teams. There's 1 to the right of them, and then 2 to their south, as you can see. Good charge rifle shots coming out from Abralele, trying to charge up that Evo shield, getting a lesson from EU.
He is definitely going to get that to red before we know it. He was, they held this multiple times in semis, and he's got a charge rifle, and he's got very good aim as well. So that's going to be an easy red farm for him as they sit here. They have a lot of open space to look out. But we see them holding this area right now as opposed to, what was it, game 2, where they decided not to hold this. Why do you think they're holding it this time as opposed to not in game 2?
I think this time around, a lot of teams, they were expecting a lot of teams to try and make a rush for Fragment East building. This circle being a little bit weird. I think a lot of people were expecting it to pull maybe over to No Name or to the train tracks between No Name and East Fragment. And so, again, trying to avoid the major bulk of the rotations from the team. That's what we saw them do in Sorting Factory, where they played the south side. They didn't have to contend with as many teams that were over at No Name before. And I think now they're just trying to make sure with this game 3, they're able to control their surroundings by controlling this choke and play for a lot of KP.
And that charge rifle is
Listen,
going to
let's
be
go here.
very annoying to push against, especially against Albertelli. He's going to probably chunk you for 80 most of the time. So there's a lot of open ground, and we're hopping on board with Busby, Aces, and Blackout as 2 are knocked, and I don't know if they have any trade, so Joey is in a tough spot right now. Going for the wall bounce, 51 flesh shot on path. Good shot right there. A little style, a little finesse. I'd like to see that, but he's going to have to back out. Not liking where he's at. But, you know, you got to respect the wall bounce 50 pump right there. Little
RCO.
flex.
They've already
Going
gotten
in,
the
I
kill
don't-
with the gobble.
Yeah, he is Caustic is zoning them out. They do have the kill, so that's why he was pushing that aggressive, but the traps an easy zone, and they're gonna back up. It seems as if another team is pushing out of sorting and kind of putting damage on them, applying pressure. And that team is probably just gonna sit in there, hang out with their caustic traps, per usual.
Yeah, and so Yo-Yo does get that full heal off, but still, they're down to 2 right now, and it's just a moment's notice before they try to re-push this with some utility. It doesn't look like Nendo was able to pick up any nades, so this push is going to be a little bit harder, but again, they're kind of just stuck in one room in the back, and as long as no third party comes in, this should be an easy fight for them.
Caustic right here, sliding out, might get damage here. 11 white, they have the armor advantage 100%. Even though he's broken right now, they know that he has white, and it's only 2 of them, so you might see a quick push after this. It is Watson and Caustic, so it is going to be a good push, but Holiday finds the pick on Yo-Yo.
They've laid traps.
And it looks like Caustic is left alone, and he's just going to stall out as much as he can with his ult and his traps, but I don't think it's going to be enough for him to survive and make it out. He's throwing traps right now.
Oh, here comes the third party, though. They took way too long. They need to get out of there right now. Holiday standing firm. Try and buying the time for them. They do have the Gibraltar shield to work with.
They're going to back it up, kind of fall towards Harvester. Traps going down on the portal so they can't chase. And it's a clean reset from Team RCO right there. They might get their kill points stolen on that Caustic. If the third-party team knows about the fact that he is alone in there, they might get pushed.
It looks like 2 teams are actually coming in on this right now. Another team rotating in from the south here. And so if the Caustic can, you know, slow them down enough, this might actually be more kill points for them. As 1 down to the south, 66 coming out from that Prowler.
Nice shots by Holiday right there. And this team might try to pull out. They get a pick on Nyram right there. Finds the Caustic in the corner, gets to the portal just barely. Portal going in there. Sneaky Monkey peeking with the Mastiff on the door. Thermites and gas coming out, and Holiday says, nope, not interested. I'm gonna get in this building. And I believe that 1 solo Caustic was taken out, so they have this building to work with. They can hang out in there for as long as they want now.
Yeah, Alberlele just picked him off. That was Koala Bear going down now. RCO needs to back off as there are so many teams trying to get into the thick of things right now. I think there are about 4 teams involved with TSM controlling that choke to the north.
Things have slowed down quite a bit here. Where's TSM at? They're up top on the hill
yeah,
still?
they're still playing that choke, yeah.
Okay.
Let's go this way.
It was Team OTT that was involved in this fight. They're able to recover 1 banner. That's Nairo. They do have a respawn beacon to try and get back to, but Creamy took so much damage, and RCO! Sneaky Monkey's gonna get the knock onto him.
Gets picked at the portal. This might be a shield damaging Arc Star. Nope, only hits him for a big 3 damage right there, but I do not think the traps are going to be enough to hold out this team. As you see Sneaky Monkey on the flank. Trap coming out of the front door, but he is going to get picked from the back door. You see a self-res going down. He gets it off. Self-res is down. He's going to be able to heal in the gas. Sneaky Monkey does get the pick on Caustic. Now we have 1 player left that just self-res. I don't think he has a gold back, so he's going to be healing in the gas, or the remainder of the gas. He's in the corner just sitting there. You're probably going to see a finish fight right here in a sec. Wraith goes to phase. Just stalling out, but it's not going to be enough. And RCO with a nice wipe on them. Took a little long because of the Caustic, but that's just how it goes. And that's why it's so risky fighting Caustics like that, because it just takes so much longer if they're inside a building. And Nando barely getting away with 1 HP as he phases. Another team pushing from the south.
Just not ending. Yeah, a team to the south. There's also a team to the west who has backed off for now. So RCO, they need to just get a reset. They're going to go ahead and throw down that Watson generator, set up the defenses here, buy some time to go for the full heal.
And that's exactly what they did. Well done. It's going to be a quick reset. I don't think this team is going to push in too aggressively. It was looking like ranked out there for a little bit. A lot of third parties coming in real aggressive. I liked it.
Definitely here, as the ring is now closing in, and we're down to 15 squads and 43 players remaining already. But it looks like a lot of the teams have made their final kind of positions known. We have about 4 teams in Fragment East currently,
Might be something
right
good this
now.
way.
Sentinels, they've made it out into the top 15 here, as they do have a few kill points to their name currently. They were able to take out a full squad themselves, as each player has 3 kills. So the other choke being held on the other side is going to be Team Liquid. To their west is Team Solo Mid holding that same choke.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get pushed from this extremely low ground. If anyone has the balls to push up the hill, I don't think it will be worth in the end. As you see Nocturnal hitting the a nice mouse and keyboard zip line bounce is a little bit harder to perform on controller, but still possible. But you love to see the height he's getting right there. Look at that. Look at that vertical.
Yeah, we should. I think we need to go back to RTO right now, but never mind. Xenox in the middle of a fight. He's got the gold armor. He's got the aim. That R9 is so dirty.
He's about 30 HP left on that Watson. Hits the headshot and then a 70 spray on blue armor. Getting tagged with a thermite, but he's gonna crank his cell, be able to go back to full health. Will he push up here? He might walk up. And looks like they're gonna fall back. Gotta watch out for that lava pit. If he accidentally falls in there, he will be a floating dummy and very easily picked, as well as the audio trigger that comes with falling into the pit. Gotta watch your feet.
Xenox gonna go ahead and throw out a nade here.
Sky nade. Let's see if it hits. Doesn't hit.
Oh,
Another
he
nade
gets one
coming
right in his
behind
face.
Peach is by himself getting pushed by 2 players, and he's gonna go down. Yeah, he tried to wide swing right and got pushed by Snipe Down and someone else.
I like the idea, but now it just did not work out. They were right on top of it. It's Rogue coming in
big
here.
beam coming in. 77 flesh on Caustic, and they're gonna be aggressive. That's an ult coming down. They're just not gonna be able to push that. You're gonna see a full reset health-wise from them. Yeah, Peach was going for the wide flank right there, but I guess they caught him, and he didn't know that they caught him, and they had that height and just immediately ended him.
Yeah, just getting caught in the climb animation when Snipe Down's on the other side.
Listen, let's move here.
Not the best thing in the world.
Yeah,
Not the best thing in the world.
It's not
here.
gonna work out for you, Cotton.
Yeah, and Rogue here can honestly just play Gatekeeper, right? They can just wait here for Sentinels to have to come back in, because I don't think they have a path out. On board with Design for Resulta and Gentrifying right now in the middle of a fight. Gentrifying backs off, has to pop that battery to get back into this fight. It's breaking down over here at East Fragment now.
This might be controller versus controller going down right now. Designful gets knocked by Picket. Controller on controller crime. Gent gets his shield broken. Gonna probably back up and heal right here. Resulta goes in, gets a pick with the G7. Ooh, gets picked coming outside of the door with the PK. Brooks toting the new buffed PK, a very, very, very strong weapon. Hard to counter in these close range fights right here.
It's hard to take that into
And
account anymore.
it looks like they won the fight somehow. I guess someone got a pick. Oh, Pickett's decoy. I don't even know what's happening anymore.
Gentrifying trying his best
yeah,
to make
Gent's
it
out. Gent is out. He's just like, I'm out of here. See ya.
The timing on that was great too, because he takes the portal as soon as it closes, so they can't follow after him.
No
there.
chase.
Now Rogue in a fight.
Soon to be rich with the PK. Looks like they traded. Oh, we got a nice fight going down right here. That is some good damage coming from Drop, but he is dropped down to 1 HP and picked. That is some commanding height on that little hill right there. Sweet's gonna back up, try to get Sniped Down out before they ape. The young Watson barely makes it out. I'm surprised they didn't jump on her when they had the chance, but a little reset here on the edge of Storm. They're gonna have to walk their way up a tiny bit, still have some cover. I'm surprised we're not seeing a push from the team on high ground. They know it's a 2v3 and they know they have little to no cover right here, but you know, the smart play. You don't have to push everything. TSM finding a nice gatekeep right there on Sentinels. That is a really, really tough push straight uphill against TSM, and it's never gonna work out for you. That's a near impossible push right there, taking them out.
I think that, yeah, that was definitely the kill that like Rogue wanted to have. We were talking about it just beforehand when they got that pick onto Dropped. You know, they had the opportunity to try and gatekeep, but they got pressured there at that choke and got taken out. And so TSM come up the ultimate victors, picking up 2 extra kills for them right now. And now Rogue in a hard position, as it looked like it was their Tricky Mental and Mr. Hakulo. That was that squad. That was
On that
that high ground position.
Let's go here. Allons-y.
And they are just sitting here. I mean, once they get seen by this team to the right, I mean, they're within 15 feet of them. They'll probably get pushed, and I don't know if Sweet has a portal yet. He might be getting close. I saw an ultimate exhaust on the ground, but if they don't have a portal soon, Snipe Down he's gonna get jumped by those 3 dudes over there. But for now, they are alive and well. TSM with a perfect circle guess. They're sitting pretty up top. They're gonna be able to find a lot of picks as people rotate through the open. Usually, this circle is gonna end by those fences and the truck and the crates down there. I like those circles. There's a lot of cover.
TSM are currently sitting on 3 kill points right now. We got the red shield onto Reps. We saw, of course, them using the charge rifle to good effect from this angle, getting a lot of damage off. Albralele, 178 off his red himself. If they take this win, this might just be the turning for them.
Mm-hmm. It could be. We have a team holding end-game circle right now in the middle of that little compound, and it's going to be very tough for them to hold that. I don't know why they elected to go there that early. There's going to be so many teams coming from every single angle. I think we might have just seen a knock right there. I mean, it's a near impossible hold. You have teams on every side of you, and if you don't just sit in a corner, you're going to get, picked at over and over and over again. But hopping on board with Zero Tricky, Mental, and Mr. Hakulo looking rough right now. Zero Tricky, absolute 1 HP, going to have to crank a bat here. Hakulo getting res. Does he get it off? Oh, he's self-resing as Mental backs up. Zero Tricky, 1 HP. He's going to die to the storm here if he doesn't get moving.
Oh, no. Do they all go down to the storm? Slide? No!
He would have died on that rock regardless, and they go down to storm. Hate to see it.
Oh, they got thirsty. They were trying to chase down Rogue there, I believe. They were able to get the knock onto 1 and then chased after them and just lost complete track of time there.
Yeah, lost circle presence. Paid the consequences for it. I'm surprised this team is holding as well as they are. It's going to get tough. I mean, you got to, yeah, exactly, right there. When he popped in the open right there, you have TSM that could have, if they were looking, they could have exploded him. TSM has pushed up to the fence, and now it is going to get real tough for them to hold this. TSM going to put on some damage as they're getting picked from the right, the left, above, below, everything. It's just falling apart for them as TSM hasn't even taken an ounce of damage, and they are retaking the circle right now.
Yeah, they're just clearing all the traps, cleared the Watson generator just beforehand here as they finish off ASCII, and Purge will go down. Now, Liquid are still alive, by the way, and they're still at that choke position, and they're the ones that kind of poking away as a third party. Nocturnal getting some decent damage off with the Sentinel now, as they do have a high ground position to work with. And all sides of the circle should be coming in at about the same pace, so no real pressure in that regard. As on board with Team Skirt here, who are scrambling on the north side of the circle right now. They've got a lot of bodies to work with if they can recover anything.
Whole team holding down low below them. We got some. This is a good game we got going on right now. We got a lot of good teams left. Every single team is full. We're for a nice little end game here. Trying to take height on them. What do you think they do? You think they try to go portal or fight this team first?
You kind of have to clear your back at this point, or either. Otherwise, both teams go for that portal play, and then it's kind of a standstill, right? The duo, what are they doing while they're waiting for the port?
Well,
Madness,
no
though,
portals
is
are
going to
being
chase
sent.
after.
Yeah, 1 second till round closes in. No portals are being sent. They're getting third party from the back as well. This might be the end for Vaxon and Madness right here. And just both sides, they just can't do anything. Madness last one up. Gonna try to stall out. He's about to get knocked. Gets knocked right there.
Hill's team now getting pressured here as TSM have that center position right now, working with the angle. They've got the boxes. They've got the spray. Albralele with that Prowler now. He is cracked. We'll go for the armor swap, but TSM are able to finish off Hill's team.
TSM is mopping. They have no cover right here as Liquid's still on that rock. They have cover, and they're just going to hide behind these little light posts. This is going to be hard. He gets knocked right there. Albralele goes down. Reps goes down as well. Liquid had the position. I thought TSM was in a better position, but apparently Liquid was in a better position than TSM, and they are running up on this last team right here. They have height, but it is a 3v3, so what's going to happen right now? Big 70 pump on Watson. Gets the knock on the Watson. 3v2 right now. 2 players with no shield on Liquid. Nocturnal might go down here. Nocturnal goes down. Huge flick by Flanker right there on the Wraith. 2v1. Bostic left. No ult coming out. No traps. No gas, and he gets knocked. Ooh. That was a good 3v3 though. You love to see it. Great shots by Flanker with the massive no bolt. Very impressive. That gun is, in my opinion, so bad without a bolt, but he was putting in the work. A nice flick shot on the Wraith as she was falling back.
Definitely. Once you get a purple on that, it feels just like it did when it came out of the grave. But great job for Team Liquid that are able to claw back into this. I believe before this game, Team Liquid were sitting in 9th place with 10 points. But they had about 8, maybe 9 kill points at the very least there at the end of that. So that's going to propel them up the leaderboard. But with TSM able to finish off in third with also about 6, maybe 7 kill points towards the end there. They keep themselves firmly in first place, I would imagine. Let me go ahead and double check the scoreboard to see exactly what happened. So Team Liquid had 7 kill points, with, of course, the 12 points coming in from first. Noble, though, were able to put up 10 kill points, get second, and TSM only got 6 kill points,
Mm.
finishing in third.
Still a decent game from TSM. They're going to be able to stack some points on top of their already first place point quota right now. We saw TSM kind of rolling through that little area with the fences and the crates, and I thought, they got this. They're in there. They're set up. Albertelli was busting the prowler, putting out a lot of damage, but then the circle kind of pushed a little bit outside of that area, and you saw Liquid just holding that rock, and TSM just wound up. They were doing really good. They were knocking everybody left and right. And then all of a sudden, they had no cover, and Liquid finished them off real easy. And that other team had the low ground on that rock. You saw a nice push from Liquid to finish it off.
Yeah, two teams that are well versed in their kind of late game, right? If they get that proper read on the circle and they get the proper positioning, they know how to close it out. Team Liquid, though, had that just it worked out for them, that ring giving them a little bit of the high ground position with enough cover there, and TSM having to contend with those two teams behind them. They had to deal with them. It's not like they could have just fought Team Liquid, right?
Mhm.
Otherwise, they would have just gotten zerged by the teams behind them. And so it was just an unfortunate position for them. Team Liquid, though, expertly closing that one out.
TSM just needed a little bit of cover on that circle to maybe have a fighting chance at that victory, but they didn't have any. The circle pushed it just the tiniest bit, and they had no cover. You saw Abdelali crouching behind a light post. Not really going to work against Liquid. They picked him off very quickly. And again, a good finish. That was a good game. I like that in game a lot. A lot of good teams fighting against each other. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, but it goes to show also like how important positioning, and why there's still that debate about EU versus NA style. Do you want to be kind of the Gibraltar team that plays for Edge, or do you want to be a team that plays for Center Circle with information from the Pathfinder? And the
hmm
Pathfinder really showing up big for both TSM and Liquid there. I believe though Noble do play the Caustic, and so we're having represent almost equal representation from like both styles of play coming out here in our North American Weekly.
I think that 3v3 at the very end with Liquid and the Caustic team. I think the reason that the Caustic had no traps out and no ultimate was because he had to spend it in that fight near the bridge down low. But I think
Yeah.
he spent all of his utility down there just to survive, which they did. They made it up. They got in second place, but then he had no utility to fight. But if he did, it could have been a game changer for them.
Yeah, it offers you extra cover, right? You can use, of course, it as a smoke, but also those barrels will soak up damage. They will stop bullets, and that could have been helpful for them. But the fact that they were also stuck there on the low ground as Liquid just slid into them and just laid down damage, and so ending up getting 7 kills. It wasn't the most active game for them. They just controlled a nice choke point,
hmm
and they were able to just close that one out.
Yeah, good position from the beginning, and they sat there pretty much the entire game, and they played it well. Played it well. Played it patient. Took their fights when they needed to. Picked TSM on the rotation, and played that 3v3 really well at the end. Great shots coming out of them.
Let's talk about some other teams so far that were, of course, in the top. So, taking a look at RKN's team, they ended up getting fourth place with
I don't know.
2 kill
I don't
points.
know how they're doing it. I don't know how they're
Yeah.
doing it. If you saw their semi games, Jesus, I do not know how they are in this position right now. Their semis were an absolute mess. I've never seen anything worse. I do not know how they're in second place right now, but you gotta tip your hat to them.
Yeah, sometimes it's the mental reset between series, right? Like, yeah, if the semis go bad, you just kind of just you reset your mental and just play your own game. It's a completely different lobby. You have to
hmm
prepare for that lobby and you need to play for that lobby right now. And they're doing well after their first game win, where they got 11 points. They've still been doing fairly consistently in game number two. They got 11th place with 7 kills, and then there they ended up fourth with 2. So they're going to stay competitive in here. And I think we do have a update um, for this, where let's see exactly what the leaderboard looks like. So TSM are currently sitting in first place with 46 points. RKN simply is currently sitting at second place with 38 points, and right behind them is going to be Team Noble at 37 points.
Yeah, RKN's team. This is what you would call winnable for them. They are not out of this game at all. Team Solo Mid needs to perform well. They need placement points and they need kill points. And I mean, they gotta hang on to their lead. This is by no means their tournament to win. I mean, they're only up by 8 points, which is an amount that you can come back easily in game four. I mean, I wonder if we're gonna see the meta come out from Sentinels in game four. We don't know. Team Solo Mid barely hanging on, but it is winnable for Team Simply and Team Noble White. And by the way, Team Noble White is only 1 point behind Simply in second place. So it's a tight leaderboard we got going on right now. Game four is gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so it's anyone's game here for first place, and so we'll see if any kind of shenanigans really messes with this game number four. Like you had touched upon Sentinels. What are they going to do in this lobby now?
Oh, they're gonna pull it out. They're gonna pull it out. I know it.
Oh, they do. Actually, it's going to be Crypto, Bloodhound, and Caustic, and so
Oh yes.
I am excited to see this one.
Oh, let's see the aggro. I would love to see this. I bet 17 kills from them this game.
17.
17. They're just gonna mop.
I'm gonna take the under on that one. I'm gonna go with like 14.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, though, it just comes down to like what circle they get. Last time they were just able to hang around Harvester forever, right? And just got
Yeah,
into
their
fight
way.
after fight after fight with
Yeah.
Harvester.
Yeah, that was fun. I mean, we would all love to see what happened last week with this meta, but I mean, the odds of that happening are so little. They were just rolling through professional players at Harvester with scans coming out, traps going out. We had a crypto all go out. We had the scans. They were getting pushed. They were pushing back. It was a crazy game we saw, but I don't know if it'll happen again, but we'll see. We're hoping for the best.
So the circle is actually it's fairly center map right now. The first circle at the very least, so it goes right over Harvester. So there is an opportunity here for them to try and play that same game.
Run it
But
back.
we've seen this circle pull down to sorting as well. So this one's pretty hard to read.
We're gonna find out. No one landed survey camp. Wonder who's gonna get that free loot. There's a team at Epicenter and a team at that other place that I don't remember. It's crazy. I played probably, I would say, a couple thousand games on World's Edge, and I don't remember the names of places because it's been so long. I miss it. I really do.
I miss it as well. I honestly
Yeah.
do. Like trying to play ranked on Kings Canyon, it's like there's a third party wherever you take your fight. It doesn't matter where you dropped. There's gonna be a third party.
Absolutely. How much
Yeah.
longer till the split? Do you know?
I think it's 3 weeks. I think there's 3 more weeks left.
You said that last week.
Last week it was. I honestly don't know.
I'm just
It's
kidding, I'm
still
just
an
kidding.
eternity.
I know, it feels like it. Hopping on board with Brooks, stinking Mr. Greek God, the controller boys. He gets a pick, and he's gonna probably die. He has to reload. And there's the bleed out right there. Good fight. Quick res, give you a little pat on the back, get up. And they are hanging out with this loot here at No Name, outside of Fragment East. Oh wait, no, they're outside of. Where are they?
Yeah, they're over at
Okay.
Overlook. Basically over
Over at
No Name.
Overlook. I thought they
Yeah.
were Fragment East, outside of the tunnel. Whoopsie. They're getting pushed a little bit though. You see a team kind of coming in. Yeah.
Yeah, they have the pings out for it, and so they're trying to go for that full reset. They still need to heal up. Echo. I don't know what he's doing. He's still sitting at 25 HP. There we go. The medkit's coming out.
Yeah, need that. This team up top, they're taking this fight. Echo gets picked, doesn't crank the med kit fast enough and pays the price for it. And they're probably mad at him for that. I would be. Anyways, hopping on board. Will we get a quick rest here? Going to stall out with this thermite. There's no way he's going to be able. They're going to push that 100%, get the thirst off.
Now Blight getting flanked, has to drop down as his teammate is low. Now it's OTT on the hunt for this, but he just dropped right
Dreamy
into that
with the
havoc.
turbo in. And they get the pick. That's what I do. That's pretty much my signature play in ranked. I like to, jump at a team. It doesn't matter my HP. Doesn't matter if I'm reloaded or not. I like to jump at a team, provide a distraction, and allow my boys to finish. A lot of the time, it ends up in me getting thirsted and me yelling at the stream. But that's all right. He inted, he distracted, provided the Gibby had to probably reload his havoc, and that bought time for his teammates to come in, finish up the fight. Lucky he didn't get thirsted though. I would have probably got that kill point.
Yeah, I think he was trying to go for it though. I would have.
Yeah, I would have for sure. Oh, that havoc would have been. I would have not stopped shooting. Just try to thirst him before he hits the ground. Circle update here. We got a harvester / sorting circle.
I like this position coming out from TSM. So they give themselves like the benefit of the doubt that like if it doesn't pull on third ring towards sorting, they still have like a pretty decent rotation to try to get over to a harvester ring. But I think it is going to pull over to where that ping is for them currently, which is just on the bridge to their west. And so they don't want to play that center zone quite yet. But let's go to Sentinels. They're in a fight.
Oh, here we go, baby. Cross to 50 HP, 50 shield, 2 golds. Do they have a third gold? What is it? 2 golds and a purple. And they're in a fight. Forgot what this ultimate is called. Was gonna say he's in it. Oh, it's Beast of the Hunt. That's what it's called. So he's bathed in the blood right now. Doesn't have any enemies in sight though, so we're not gonna see the highlighted red outline around the enemies. They're gonna push up a little bit. Scan coming out, massive. Doesn't really get anything honestly, but you know you love to see it. A crypto drone on the hunt right now. Gets a ping on an enemy. Gets a ping on 2 enemies. They're gonna push up.
You're not getting away from them, actually. It looks like they are going to be able to get away from them here. Crest will be able to finish off Tech. And yeah, I mean, this is what they want to do. They want to find the fights. And remember, they started off sorting factory, so they rotated to Dome, rotated to Lava, trying to find anyone. Now they're going to make their way north, which there is a team waiting in Geyser currently.
I was going to touch on this before we went to the Sentinels fight. It's crazy that a TSM rotates worlds faster than any other team, and they do it every single game. They land cap, and all of a sudden they're across the map, set up in a building in circle within 2 minutes. It doesn't matter where the circle is, they're there. Every time we hop onto them after, you know, hopping onto another team for a second, they're in the next circle already ready. I don't understand why more teams don't adopt that strat, but it does come from TSM landing in cap in the middle of the map, having the beacon, and acting on the rotation within seconds. But I mean, they are just always in the circle and giving themselves a better chance of the victory.
Yeah, they've slowly increased the pace of their rotation and their first rotation timing over the last year. It used to be that like by the time the ring closed, they were just getting to the position or setting up, but now it's been like, okay, at 2 minutes, that's when we move and get out.
It is fast. It's like Mach 1. Trap going out the window, both sides. Oh, in the middle of the window. Might go to get a pick on this Gibby here. Takes some damage from the Havoc. Does get the trade though. Caustic ult might go. Okay, never mind. The watching gent. That's a high IQ play right there. Not throwing it. Watching gets picked. He is cranking this Phoenix kid. It looks like it's a 2v1 maybe. This might be a third party coming in actually. And Streamy's gonna get picked. And here comes a Phoenix kid. He's gonna throw the ult outside. Shoot the trap. Good play right there. Gonna stick this res. I love it.
We should be able to get them to reset for this right now. They
So
have another
strong.
like 5 seconds or so left. Another barrel
trap.
coming out for them too.
And this is why Caustic is just so strong. I mean, you see the third party came in. It looked like they were backs against the wall and dead. And all of a sudden they are both up, reset, and healing. And he still has more traps. Huh? Who would have thought?
He's got the
Shoot
gold
again,
helm.
probably. Oh, he's got the gold helm. That is, oh, that's evil. Another trap going out.
It's like pop a cell, trap, pop a cell,
Literally.
trap. So yeah, there are 3 teams involved in this fight right now as we're on board. I'm
Shouldn't be
soon
rich, keeping his distance. Oh, amazing shots right there with the Hemlock. Nuko would be proud. He's a third party over here on the left side. Great shots with the Hemlock. She is melting right now with that thing. Gonna have to crank a bat though. Peeks out a little bit, takes some damage. That's why you don't want to peek when you're healing. You never know. Have to pop a med kit. Matt Pickett going in.
Right now, we'll see.
Let's see if we can get that 70 FOV view.
Here we go. Does he
Looks like-
bamboozle him?
He cranks it, throws it.
Oh, they were not bamboozled by
Not
that. one. They held
bamboozled.
it.
Let's see if we get an ult cam here. I would love to see an ult ticket. I don't know why he would use it. Oh, gets the pick on the Gibby. Very low Gibby. This team with the Caustic still in here. Got a res. Hitting headshots with the Hemi. A lot of damage, but not enough. Throwing out the decoy. Love to see it. Does he ult to try to get a flank here on a window on this little bus? He's gonna be risky to pick. And Pickett is busting with the Hemlock right now. Both of these players on this team having the Hemlock, putting out a lot of damage with it. Unfortunately, Soon to Be Rich gets picked and thirsted. Pickett's gonna have to crank some cells here.
What the hell happened to his thermite there? It just bounced off the door, and I don't think it broke it. Okay, it did break it, but that was an odd one. So they do lose their Watson. And right now, going for the
There's
reset
another
here.
team looking for a smell on this fight right now. Keep in mind, this Caustic team is still healthy, and they get another pick. Jesus, Caustic is so strong. Crypto. Oh, here comes Sentinels.
Oh,
On the
here's
back door.
Sentinels. They smell the fight. They
And
do
ult
have the
comes out.
EMP. We don't get to see this in tournament play ever. This is actually dope as hell. I'm not
this
gonna lie.
is tight, it's tight. Very rare to see a crypto drone canning a Mirage ult. Love to be a part of it. He's gonna send the EMP. I don't think he hit anything really, but you know,
They're not even pushing off of
not
it.
even pushing. That's what's up.
Oh my god, I think they're just trolling them at this point. I
They're
think too many
vibing.
teams
They're vibing it up.
involved. And they're not going to go for this fight. Surprising. On board with RCO, though, over here at Sorting Factory right now. And I think they might have TSM to their south on the other side there. So it's going to be a little bit difficult to push. Oh, actually, no, that's not TSM. TSM is further
farther
south
one,
in the building, yeah.
Who do we have in here?
Trying to find it.
Fight going down. Noble, good shot through the smoke on snipe down. Hetty takes him out.
Hostile close.
They were in a 3v2 situation where we see a push here. He's got the digi.
Listen, let's move here.
Caustic gets the res on snipe down. He's gonna back up and be able to heal as they portal out. Good reset.
Yeah, I like holding this. We saw this, I believe, yesterday for EU. Gambit holding this angle here. I don't know if this ring actually pulls out to this. It should be closer to the river, to the water, more than anything else, but we don't have the information quite yet right now as the ring still hasn't closed, but we've had a lot of action so far, which is what we expect now from game number 4.
Yep. Game number 4 always bringing on me. We got a damn crypto mirage. It is wacky. It's circus out here right now. You got
It's
teams,
literally just ranked.
Yep, it is ranked. A little bit sweatier, a little bit more on the line, but
Not
the
enough
most part.
Bangalores, though, for it to be ranked. Costellos is actually playing Bangalore, by the way.
in this game,
Yeah.
you gotta respect it. Ooh, they are caught in Storm. Prodigy Aces and Busby in Storm. It's hitting relatively hard. I'm not sure if they're gonna probably stick this res here. It's gonna be tough for Blackout to. He's gonna need to pop a syringe immediately, and then maybe a med kit if he has those.
Does he have time?
Syringe going down. I think he has time. It's only ring. No, he doesn't. He's gonna.
Yeah, he doesn't have
fall
time.
on his knees. Yeah, he's gonna stick the res again. Not sure what this is gonna do, honestly, because we just saw what happened after that. Now Busby might not have enough time to crank anything. He's gonna grab this med kit. Definitely doesn't have enough time to crank it. He's gonna go
it
down
does.
as well. Joey's gonna fall over. Busby is. Oh, barely gets it.
Yeah, that was close. And
not
this
sure
portal
what the-
doesn't even do anything. Well, okay, it has 2 ticks. It has 2 ticks before it goes down, so he might be able to get through. On board with Tech and Panders as they're able to finish off Rogue. Sweet going down.
Third party
Got to be
coming
careful
in.
as another team pushes from lower.
Good shots right there from Panders. He's going for a kill point. Oh my god, Panders popping with the Master right now. Gets an armor swap. And he's going to be able to res it. Great shots from Panders right there. Staying alive, keeping that high ground, and finishing the fight right there.
Yeah, that's Rogue out. So they only got 5 kill points throughout this game. That puts them at 31, and so they're not going to be able to make it even to the top 3. TSM getting pushed, though, at the caravan
fight right
inside the
here.
river.
This is a big fight here. Going for this kill point on the Watson.
I need help.
Yeah, that team's gonna back up. I don't think I've ever seen them hold this.
Generally, yeah. I don't think enough teams were around for them to want to hold. They pushed this one. They were in that building before we saw with RCO, Liquid over at Sorting Factory. But I think they just wanted to get out of there. They made the rotation. They're going to be able to hold this right now. And
They do have to worry about Panders up top, right above them. They can shoot through that window as much as they want for the time being. But other than that, I think they're pretty decent right there.
Never mind.
Yeah, they should
Right in
be
the dead
okay.
center of the circle, too.
But the thing about this lobby is that there are a lot less teams than you're expecting when you normally hold that position
True.
in like a very high competitive game, which makes it easier to hold, right? That seems a bit weird, but
Yeah.
because there are a lot more teams, usually teams don't want to peek because, you know, if you peek, you get like team shot. And so this might not be as safe as it normally would were it not a game 4.
Shield battery here.
Yeah, well put, well put. I think Panders and them are just gonna probably just hang out here until they have to move. I don't know where this circle ends. Where do you think it ends?
I think it does end on TSM right now, but we do have a flank coming out from them right now. It's Noble who have to back up and take this fight.
Got the fence fight going in, taking on Thermite right now. Not sure what he's looking for right there. Caustic ult comes out. Good Thermite though, probably like 40 damage on the Caustic, but he's gonna have to back up because of that ult. Unfortunate. They probably could have pushed off that Thermite. Gonna slow it up a little bit. Let's see if we see another fence climb. Oh, Panda's just way overextended. He's definitely gonna back up. The team was not behind him at all.
Yeah,
Hitting the
look at
bunny
that.
hop, slight flex.
I guess they just didn't want to take that close-up fight up against
Yeah.
the Caustic, right? He's able to set up the traps again. They just took a little bit too long. Sentinels, though. The 3-man wrecking crew coming in. They're in a
They come.
harvester here.
Don't let them get comfortable. They're starting to get the vibes going.
currently sitting at 6 kill points only. Kind of disappointed.
Wait on it. Just wait on it.
Enemy spotted. Target spotted.
Team Liquid, I believe, were in a fight with RCL that entire time, as Casper's on the hunt to try and find anyone in their back, which they can hold the tracks. And I think what they're doing right now is just making sure that no one's going to go come up behind them, so that they'll be able to hold the tracks for free, not have to worry about looking behind them, and they could just look down at any other team
Something good.
for them right now.
Little tactical box shot right there. Making sure he's dead. Love to see that. Just some competitive integrity. Pander's found another pick on Dippities. Pander's popping off this game. I believe he has probably 5 or 6 kills.
He's at 3 right now. Definitely gotten
3.
a lot of knocks. He's been involved in a lot of fights.
Yeah, yeah. Sentinel's finding a pick on Casellos, the young bang. No smoke. No smoke help there when you got a Bloodhound scan.
Bloodhound scan along with the crypto too. So
You cannot
there's
hide from
nothing.
this team.
They do it again. Do they do it again? Do they get into like top 3? No, I don't know.
There's no way.
There's not enough
There's no
players
way.
left in the lobby, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't think so, yeah.
They do have 7 kill points right now, though.
Finding another pick on a Weasel. Fade. Trying to stay alive, play some points, gets taken out. But Liquid Casper with a charge rifle pick from across. They're not going to be able to thirst that. Should be an easy res for Sentinels.
Liquid, though, in a really great position. Once again, they've got that platform to play with for this next circle. And so
Yeah, they
this
are
is going to be
in
a deadly position.
Yeah, they have height with a charge rifle. It's going to be a lot of damage coming out. Flanker finds the pick on Swinny, going down, taking out the Purge team. He also has some extra charge rifle ammo in that bin, so he's going to be griefing a lot of teams to try to rotate to the open on him. I don't know if there's a team in there. Keeps looking, though.
Yeah, you got to stay vigilant at this point, but we do have a fight. Sentinels are looking for one right now. Peach is going to get knocked. It's Noble pushing onto them right now. It's going to be a Caustic versus Caustic battle soon.
Looks like a self-res is coming up already from Peach.
Let's go this
Oh
way.
yeah, Noble just instantly backed off of that one.
Yep, they did, and they're going to be able to get the res and reset again. For some reason, cranking the self-res.
Oh, the ring's closing in. They got to get in. Peach will go down one more
Peach
time.
tries to a thermite. Gonna need some big shots here. Senox is gonna hold behind this rock. Frag zones him out a little bit. Doesn't take any damage, luckily, though. They're just gonna have to sit behind this rock. Gonna try to push the low ground. Crust, absolute. Gets picked from flanker up top, and that height is a problem for every team right now trying to rotate. Oh, and they're up top on the train tracks.
The circle
And
will
looks
end
like-
up ending on TSM.
It looks like Sentinel's about to get picked right here. He's about 1 HP, a little bit of armor and 1 HP on that crypto.
Oh, it's Al that goes for the peak and gets the knock.
Yep. And TSM playing this very well right now, knowing that they are... Do we know if Hill and them are still in the game? Are they out?
They are out.
They are out. So it looks like TSM is probably going to take this tourney. What was it? Who was in third? Noble?
Noble is still in.
Noble is still in. It's getting spicy.
They're tied on kill points right now. 3 for Noble, 3 for TSM. Liquid have 6 kills themselves, but they were much further behind. They were 8 points behind Noble before all of this, and Noble were 9 points behind TSM. So TSM need to go down right now. Otherwise, I think they just win.
I don't think they're planning on going down here.
Oh, Noble
They're
were
going to
able
hold
to
that train.
get onto the high ground here, but again, Liquid have a decent position. They have more cover to work with, so I don't know what Onmu's quite thinking here with this, but he's not pulling any aggro over towards it.
Oh, Bane with a double heady wingman on the portaling Wraith. I'm not sure if he got the knocks, but great shots regardless.
No, Nocturnal's fine. He's able to get out of that.
Ooh, he gets a dead slot going off the train track and wastes the portal. That is unlucky, and he's about to get picked off the top. He wasted his phase, and Casper finds the pick. Yeah, it's an unfortunate dead slide. That's my signature move right there. Always dead sliding and dying. Hate to see it, though. That is unfortunate. After the double heady wingman, he gets a dead slide as he's shot by the enemy team and doesn't get the portal on top. That is really unfortunate right there.
Yeah, Hal though goes down.
Ooh,
It's the
doesn't
high
get the
ground
phase
Liquid
off.
pushing forward, and now it's Liquid's game to win, quite possibly here.
They're sitting
Liquid
on
full
top.
of 3.
Yep.
Al has
3v2 right
nothing
now
right yet.
inside. I don't think Hal's gonna. I don't know. They might be able to get it. Is that Pathfinder on a different team? Oh, the other team is on the rocks back there. Must have been a lot of headshots from the flatline coming out on Hal because he exploded. The flatline hits real hard if he had headshots.
Darkstar will finish off Hal now, so TSM just down to 2, but they're basically in that range where they secure this all here. Panders gets the knock onto Raps, and now it's Liquid trying to fight back here. They understand that TSM now are down to 2. They just need to worry about the triple on the other side.
Like dropping down with a quick climb up back. Good play by him. You don't want to fall right now. You want to keep that height for as long as you can. Circle doesn't have the bust in it, so they're looking for that finish on them right now. Looks like TSM is out of the game. No, is Albert Lely still in?
Albert Lely still has a self-res as Tech is going to go ahead and push forward here. 3 red armors for them, and they can play in a position where they have time.
Nice shots of the wingman coming off the Tech right there with the bounce on the zip line to the maybe pick on the Watson. A little highlight reel doesn't quite get the pick, but good shots nonetheless. The Watson is very low up top. He's gonna go for an armor swap, but it's empty. And he gets knocked trying to get the armor swap off. It was empty. Doesn't get it. Casper literally sitting on 3 HP and gets picked. And it looks like they're just going to be looking for self-reses here. As TSM might have the second place. It's going to be close. I do not have the brain capacity to add that up right now. I'm sure you got it, though. Take it away.
Yeah, TSM already had that lead up on Team Liquid by plenty. And so they didn't have to worry about that with Noble going down. I think TSM clearly just secure that. Liquid just did not have enough points throughout the first 3 games here. With TSM playing basically back on form. You know, this is what we're used to in tournament time, where TSM are consistently getting top 4, top 3, top 2, and getting a win. And so I think they might have just secured their first tournament win in quite some time.
Yeah, I think the consistency is what defines TSM. When they do win a tournament, you find them again placing, first, fourth, third, somewhere top 5. They're always getting points. They don't typically get picked. We saw it last week. They got picked, and it was really wasn't like them. And this is different. They placed very well every game. They played well. Not many mistakes. We saw Hal get picked off the portal one time in maybe semis, and then we saw him get picked right there. He went outside of the bus. That might have been a mistake, but regardless, they still placed well almost every game. And looks like this is going to be their tournament.
Yeah, so they ended up getting 5 kill points along with second place there. So that's going to put them, give them an extra 14, putting them at a total of 60. And I think that is well out of reach. And so I don't want to say it yet, but I'm fairly certain that TSM will walk away with that. It was Team Panders, though, that did take the win with 9 kill points. We're just going to go ahead and take a short break instead of me trying to do all the math here on stream while we tabulate all the results.
Same.
So don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back with the total results for this week's Esports Arena Weekly.
If you look at the Hockets they've currently got Wingman as well, like they are in such a good position here to take the fight as it comes to them, particularly as they can rotate into this building to give themselves the cover as the ring starts to close in. Like this is absolutely North's fight to win if they play this just right.
Yeah, it's a 3v3v 3v1 right now.
Oh dear.
Gamers Origin, they're trying to recover their Caustic. I don't know if it's going to be possible here. They got 15 seconds to try and get the res on him. But there's also a solo survivor currently right now. Purge's Case Swinney is currently knocked with that gold shield. Now Gamers Origin won't be able to get that res. Purge is going to try and go for it. Excuse me, someone is going to try and go for it.
You're right, someone, somewhere is going to try and
Swinney,
go for it.
excuse me.
Yeah, Case Swinney's going to get that. And again, we're going to see North in pretty much the ideal position here. The fight's got to come to them. The ring is closing in, but with 4 squads left, this is about to finish out. And just as they pop through the Wraith portal, that's going to be them down to 2 squads now, Jameson.
It's going to be North's Taishin versus Elitist now. And, oh, no, that Gibraltar ultimate coming down a little bit too early there. Take a look at the ring. It's going to go ahead and pull right in the middle of the 2 teams, and they have to push out into the open ground. It's going to be the aggressive push coming out from North. There's Taishin is going to get some good damage off. It's RPR picking up 2, and it's going to be North to finish this off.
I'm thinking particularly Weigers, despite how well they were set up, they weren't in a great position to make the rotation from where they were to where they were needed to be, and subsequently were just knocked out of the fight completely. I think it's a really great read here from North to be in that position ahead of time in that defensive setup, and a really great play at the end there. The drop of the Gibraltar Dome to give them the shield to fight around that car in the final circle to just buy that little bit of an edge to secure them the win at the end there. I think really well played by North.
Yeah, I would also say experience kind of won out for them at this point. North has been playing together for a long time now. Game number 3, Nasky, InStyle, and Otter as they're heading over to Epicenter, but I don't think we're going to see a fight. I'm watching Alliance right now, and they are steering clear of it. They are going over to Skyhook. One-man advantage here, and it looks like they might be porting after him in pursuit. As ASCII is going to be able to heal up, and there we go, instantly into the portal and took some damage. But he has to back off as the Thermite comes right on in. As someone now is going to get the heal from that Watson generator, and they've got to be careful. These fights here in Harvester can be so dynamic, and third parties can come in extremely quickly.
Yeah, it's this weird mix of incredibly open and incredibly enclosed. So you can see we've got 2 different bunkers here. They're going to be firing across this gap, just looking for a one pick or one high damage advantage that they can then close the distance on the back of. But look at all the other directions that other teams can come from and take them by surprise, and third, fourth, even fifth party them just to get in. So you're not safe here. You may feel safe behind your Watson pylons with your race forces to get out, but you've got to keep your head on a constant swim.
Yeah, Chamka and BDS were able to pick off a squad there, and that's why you do have to be careful. There's so many positions. Oh, he opened the door. Wasn't a headshot, fortunately for whoever it was on the other side of that crosshair, but he does have that skull piercer on this longbow, so it can be extremely deadly. Has to be careful now. But yeah, a lot of fighting going on right now as we do have the ring closing in on Harvester, and with the available ground here in the second ring, it's hard to kind of figure out where this ring is going to go, but I'm feeling like it is going to be a Western Harvester ending.
Well, you know, you've had a pretty good track record of predicting where these are going to go, so I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt on that one and assume that's what we're going to see. However, Elitist currently taking a bit of heat here from that defensive bombard.
They will be able to back away as Hugo's going to go ahead and pop that cell, but it's Big Wolf who's taking damage now. No shields to work with, but he does have 75 HP, and his team here to back him up, playing on the truck. So this, I don't know if they need to commit into this choke, but it looks like they're going to at least throw some nades in there. Watson generator is going to eat that up. So it looks like they want to continue on this push here. We'll try and take this. The Pathfinder zip line, 36-36, getting decent damage off. Doesn't crack him quite yet, but that might be enough damage for them to feel comfortable to push off of. Distance, though, a little bit too long as the Gibraltar bubble is down, and it looks like the pursuit is over. And it looks like Triumph might just get finished off. There it is, the final member, JMW, going down. On board with Purge, still here in Harvester proper.
Yeah, very unfortunate for Triumph there, and unfortunately, like as nice a resource as the Phoenix Kit is, trying to pop it in the middle of 2 other teams is almost always going to lead to a bad time because it takes such a long time to get up.
You ever drink Pedialyte, Jameson? Okay.
Welcome back, guys. We've got the final results, and yes, I have drank Pedialyte. It's one of the
Pedialyte is
best
good.
things for post-night drinking.
Absolutely.
If you haven't done it, you got to try it. It just like pricks you right back up after a
It
night.
really does. It hits very nice.
But you
Anyways,
know
let's
what's
get to the scores.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboards, guys, because we finally have a TSM win after quite some time. TSM take it with a commanding 15-point lead over second place, walking away 60 points total, and of course, your victors this week.
Got to give a shout out to Team Noble and the other Noble. 2 top 5 finishes today. We had some very good games today. TSM back to their winning ways, placing very consistently throughout all the matches, semis, and in finals. You got to give it to them. They played well. They came out with the dub. That's how it goes.
Yeah, and the split between the top 5 below TSM, right? 2 through 5th, it's so close.
Yeah.
45 points for Noble White, 44 points for Liquid, 43 for other Noble, and then 41 for Arcane's team there simply. So it was extremely close. It could have gone any way. There was so much open there. So the top three, though, of course, will be the only ones placing in the money. TSM earning $500 this week. Noble White will be taking $300, and Liquid taking $200 there. So congratulations to them on their victories.
Absolutely. Shout out to Esports Arena for putting this on. Another fantastic tournament, something for all of us to watch. Love to see it. It was a pleasure being a part of it and casting alongside the legend himself, Jamerson, for the second week in a row.
Yeah, it was an absolute blast. And of course, it wasn't as big of a splash this time around in game number
Mhm.
4 of what like Sentinels did, but I still love to see it. The way that they had fun there in game number 4, despite all odds, there weren't able to make it into the top 5 this time around. They ended up with 24 points, but still. They at least put on a show for us, so I'm glad that we get to do these weeklies because fun things like that happen. It seems like almost every week now.
Yeah, absolutely. It was getting real wacky at the end. We saw Pickett with the Mirage ulting while he was getting scanned by a crypto drone. As there's a Bloodhound scan coming out, as Caustic's over there being stinky. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on. We'd love to see it. That's what makes Apex so good.
Konica even busting out the Bangalore. We didn't really get to see it, but hey, I mean, that's adding to some of the pick rates at least, at the very least. Bringing Wraith just down a notch or two there from I don't know 97% to like 96%, I guess.
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
still fun to see. So once again, congratulations to TSM, congratulations to Noble White and Team Liquid, your top 3 for this week's Esports Arena Weekly. Remember, we do this twice a week, once for EU and once for NA. So make sure you tune in on Tuesday for the EU Weekly, and then we'll be back next week for the North American Weekly. Once again, I believe that's week number 8 now that we're on. Daltush, before we close out the show, any final words for our viewers at home?
Shout out to all the touche bags in chat. Love you guys. Appreciate all y'all being here. You guys are the best ever. Simple. Simple.
And make sure you guys drink your Pedialyte. That's going to go ahead and do it for us. And thank you all from Esports Arena, from Touche and myself for watching tonight. We're going to go ahead and close it out. Have a good night.
Peace out, everyone.